How dare.
I know, right?
Voice
Goddamn
to be
voice.
voicing.
All right, let's see.
There they are.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I think everyone's in here.
There's Jockey. Sorry.
Which, again, I can rename Jockey however we want because it's a bot.
I think
so.
it's
Oh.
cute.
Do.
Me.
How are you, bestie? I missed you.
Who's the bestie?
You.
Oh, me. I'm good. It's been a crazy week work-wise. We're leading up to me actually going to a launch again, so
Yeah.
which is
Exciting.
it's super exciting, just like really stressful. But that's like what I get paid the good money for, so I can live the life that I live, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. How are you guys
You don't have
doing?
to worry about the gay life being expensive.
I know.
That's true. It's probably still expensive, isn't it?
Yeah, it's so very expensive. It's more like, I don't know. I'm not the best spender or saver. I'm not the best saver.
I was gonna say not being the best spender is so good.
I know I would rather be a better spender, but I'm not. But I like not having to necessarily worry about paycheck to paycheck at my point in my life, and having money to be able to like support friends like on Twitch and stuff, which is what I've been able to do. It's something that this job has been able to afford for me, so I'm very grateful for it in that respect. But I mean, any job is going to have its up and downs.
And this is where I'd put my job if I had one.
I know, right? I would actually love to do this full time too, and I'd be right there with you, my friend.
It is my full-time job, chat, and it's the end of September. I saw Twitch was gifting some crazy stuff. I saw someone gifted a streamer 15 subs, and Twitch's random bonus gift number was like 27. It was crazy.
Jesus and a half.
Yeah.
Well, enough about me. How are you guys?
Good. I did a DBD tournament today.
How'd that go?
Oh yeah, how did that go?
We didn't progress, but we didn't come in last, and we had a good game. Like, the second game, I only got hooked once, and I escaped through the hatch. I didn't even get killed. I was like, hell yeah!
You didn't get in trouble for taking the hatch this time, did you?
No, not this time. But I don't. Maybe like one game in a tournament ever have I survived. It's usually a pretty guaranteed 4K, so I was proud of myself.
Hell yeah. All right, hold on. I'm just gonna fix something.
And this only makes sense if you play DBD, but I got 5 stacks of autodidact in both games, so that's like bonus points for myself. Thank you.
Hell yeah.
I admit I smile and nod, but I support either way.
Same, but it's okay. We love our besties.
It's me.
How is everybody else? Kyle, I know you're usually quiet.
Hey, I'm good. Just chilling.
Just chilling. Is everyone stacking? I see you.
I did. I learned a new craft today.
Oh, okay.
New
I
crap?
learned needle felting.
Oh.
And to the 10, my anxiety from stabbing the fuck out of wool is pretty low.
Okay.
Dude, it looks so fun. I've always wanted to do it. That's so cool.
I have tried there during college when I was working for the university police department. Myself, I was a public safety assistant, so AKA paid escort. And our dispatchers and some of our officers, lady officers, we all got together and hung out at the local Starbucks, and we called ourselves the Stitchin' Bitches.
Yeah.
They
Stitch and Bitch group.
There we go. They stitch. I mostly just hung out because I couldn't. I tried, but
You mostly bitch.
I mostly bitched. Yep. So fun. All right. Anybody else want to share how they are the last 2 weeks since I haven't talked to you guys? Ithaca? No. Okay.
Steven's character put out his first original song last week.
Oh yeah.
What?
That is kind of important.
Yeah, that's
It's
massively
really,
important.
Really good.
What's it
It's
called?
called Love's Playground.
Ooh.
Yee.
Oh, has anyone seen Agatha's movie?
I've only seen
Yeah.
the first 2 episodes, but it's so
Yes.
It's so
Are
good.
you
Okay.
kidding me?
Okay.
The third one just made me cry, but it's fine.
Yeah.
No, I haven't watched it yet. I gotta watch it tonight.
I have a
gotta watch it
feeling,
tonight.
to be honest, every
I've been
episode's probably
I've
gonna
been
make us
waiting
cry,
for
but
this.
it's all fucking good. Like
The singing though.
the
The
right.
singing.
I like
Right?
want
So
Hex to
much
do a
longer
cover of
than I.
it.
Oh my god, yes. Can I get on that? Thank you.
Of
So-
course. Oh my god.
Fun
Do it for
fact.
Dreadfully Grim.
Fun fact. I don't know if you saw like through all the social medias if you caught that Aubrey Plaza actually lived with
With Patty LuPone.
Patty
Yeah.
LuPone, and we're not talking like a decade ago. We're talking so the filming for Agatha was 2 years ago. Aubrey lived with her a little like right after filming. So
Yeah.
like just
Can I
have
just
that in your
tell you,
noggin.
I would have given my soul to have Aubrey Plaza, Patty LuPone interactions if I had ever thought of it before this day. I never knew how much I needed them doing this like media
It's
press
Yes.
stuff together. It's amazing, and I can't believe they live together. And they should have been a reality show because I would have watched every moment.
Yes,
and
it would have been
so
so
literally if you haven't watched the clips, you need to go back and like watch the clips of like
It's
Aubrey talking about how she would
so
wake up
good.
and Aubrey's like she was cutting a turkey like every day. It was like a different meat or something, but there
Carving
was
a
just
turkey.
there was
Yeah.
one day where she was carving a turkey and didn't think about it now,
And it
but
wasn't
anyone carving
Thanksgiving.
it, no, it wasn't Thanksgiving, how intimidating it is where they're just sitting there carving turkey and Patty was like, I need you to make a sandwich every single day that I'm gone because I'm going to a project and you're going to be eating sandwiches from this turkey. I'm just like, what? And she's in her
So
underwear. Like, hello? Anyway,
I
sorry.
love her.
I want to know my only experience of Patty is from Steven Universe.
Oh,
Oh?
yeah.
I fucking love that she is Yellow Diamond.
Yeah, yeah.
Wait, is she really? I didn't know that.
Yes.
Let's
That's
just
crazy.
let's just say another. Did you guys see the Madonna clip with her?
No?
Yes.
Okay, so they're doing
Yes.
like do something or take a drink basically, and it's part of the press release. And the question from Aubrey to her was like, okay, one time this is like back in like the 70s or the 80s, many decades ago. Apparently LuPone made a comment about how bad of an actress Madonna was, or she just didn't have it, whatever it is. And
Yeah.
Aubrey, the thing to LuPone was, do you want to apologize for her or drink? And she drank. And
She
that's
drank so fast.
she drank so
too.
fast. And she's like, oh, do we want to do the same question but with Kim Kardashian? Oh, wait, what?
Screaming.
Yeah.
The
Dude, but
scandal. I love
The
it.
rant Patty went on about Madonna was like, she called her dead-faced, which is so true. Like, she called her out rightfully so on so much shit, and I was like, oh, Patty.
And
Screaming. Patty don't play.
ma'am, no, she does
doesn't.
not.
It's so funny.
She's basically like, some people just have talent and some people don't.
I mean, she's
That's
not wrong.
okay.
Oh.
Okay, well then.
Yeah.
Speaking of talent, y'all do, but who wants to do a recap of last session?
I feel like I've done it every week. Somebody else. do
Some
it.
people, okay, real talk.
Give me
Some
a
players
example,
do. Like the project that I was doing, my wife, that's how she helped herself get into character. Was she wrote her notes were in the journal, so it was her journal
Mhm.
entry for her character. So sometimes it just be like that.
That's actually kind of cute.
Yeah.
That's so cute. I do
I'm
like
also just
that.
like the biggest note taker of our group. So. Like...
But if you let me look at your notes, I will definitely tell what
There-
happened. I just have a bad memory.
Oh, that's the problem. Is like I don't put it in like the actual like Roll20 notes. I have like an iPad that I write it on like in person.
But
Yeah,
you have
see?
it in like
So
a notes
now-
app or in the words, the
It's
Google Words.
it's
something?
in Good Notes. It's like
Send me a
handwritten. notes.
screenshot.
I was gonna say, send us a screenshot. You have an iPad that can take screenshots, love. Hand it over.
You're so right.
Cutely.
But my
We're
handwriting's so
living in the
sloppy.
future. We're
Shut
living
up
in the
about your
future.
handwriting.
If you gaze into the future.
Because
Okay,
last time was
hang
the
on.
hill, right? That whole
Mhm.
thing.
Oh, let me figure out how to send a screenshot. Oh my god, I'm so old.
Wait,
My god,
so you
session 7 was so
push-
long.
You push
Yeah.
the power button and the up on the volume button. And once you get
Just kidding.
that,
Mine is power
open
and
your
home.
DMs.
Mine is Power and Home too.
Dreadful. Oh.
Okay, hang on, besties. Oh my god, why are you?
Also, welcome to the High Court of Ubu.
Yes.
You're officially
Are we
in
officially
the
going with that?
Mhm.
Yes, this is official.
Yes.
The High Court of
The
Uwu.
Witchlight monarch has decreed it. We are the High Court of Uwu.
And so therefore it's official.
I put it in my title too this week.
Yes, 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 yes.
Oh, you
yes.
did! I see it, Pastel. That's amazing.
Mm-hmm,
And wait, and Hex. Yep. The
Yeah.
High Court
I will
of
be back. My
Uwu.
dogs will not stop barking.
Oh.
If only you know how much absurd art Frosty and I have discussed making about this. I'm finally getting a new stylus. It should be here either tomorrow or Monday.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm finally gonna finish my drawing because I have a sketch of Antares. This is like a Photoshop cropped together something in Canva that I made for him
Mm-hmm.
just to hold us
Cute.
over because I lost the ability to charge my old pencil like
Oof.
halfway through the sketch of him. So I'm like
Fuck.
so excited to get back into it. And I need my Halloween outfit too.
Yeah, you do.
Should I make Callista a little witch hat for Halloween?
Yes, you should.
Yeah.
What kind of question is that? Of course you do.
Oh my god, we only have like 2 more days till October.
I know. I'm so excited.
On the last day of summer, something spiders in your face. You're gonna have some spiders.
I
Not
just-
that. Screaming Frosty, please.
I totally clipped that.
You know,
It's
can't
gonna
wait for
become my
next
follower alert for spooky season. On the last day of summer, there's spiders in your face. You're gonna have spiders in your face.
Yes. That's so funny. Okay, bestie. I sent you 5 screenshots of my notes from last session, so I hope you can read them.
Hot. Thank you. All right.
All right. So, sorry, we kind of went sideways there. Did we get through the?
Yeah, we did.
Okay. Because I think. Hold on.
I'm
Now, cats.
Trying to check the order here.
Oh yeah, I may have sent them out of order. Hang on. The one that has the date on it is the starting one. Oh god. I
They all
definitely
have
sent
the
them
date.
out of order.
Is it the one that starts with "This is what you missed on Glee"?
Yep, I wrote that during at the beginning of every session.
Okay, yes, I see where we are. Okay. So, last session, we had made our flooded journey to Tellamy Hill, as our note taker puts it. I love that. We found some sentient trees that didn't seem threatening and were interested in the well-being of Jingle Jangle. Is that their name?
Yeah.
Yes.
They seemed like they were very invested in the well-being of Jingle Jangle, and we mentioned that we were friends, we were going to see Jingle Jangle, and they let us through. It was very cute. At the top of the hill we found a keyhole opening, and Vaughn decided to attempt to push Etika into the hole in the wall.
Mm-hmm.
However, he was opposed, and Etika didn't necessarily react back with violence, but he did basically tell him, that's the one shot you have at that. I will not let you do it again. Halder tried to see if he could figure out anything about the hole in the wall from his masonry, and he didn't find out much, but he did find out that a humanoid creature had made this. So we decided to enter into the dimly lit hall down into the cave. Let me find page 2. One sec.
My God,
Yes,
they do all have the
okay.
date on them.
I think it is this one. Yes. Of Jingle Jangle. Yes, okay. No, this cannot be the next one, that's for sure. Missing a whole
if you just read the-
section. Hang on.
Oh wait,
Is it?
because you just read the
Party-
part about
Because at the bottom of this one, sorry guys, the bottom of this one says, inside the cave, party comes across Jingle Jangle. So the next line says, Vaughn recedes to the kitchen area. Did he go that early though?
he did literally right after.
Oh,
Well,
okay, right.
because we
right
came
at the
across
beginning,
Jingle
okay.
Jangle. She talked about like.
Oh, it was he
tea.
later asked. Yeah, okay. So yeah, we spoke to Jingle Jangle. Etika came forward kind of as the spokesperson for the group. And Callista also talked to him. They asked some questions about Jingle Jangle being assaulted on the road. We deduced that it was the same group of Herringons that had attacked us with a giant snail previously on the road, and that they all worked for the guy with the scarf.
Agdon. Here, let me.
Agdon. It's in the chat.
Agdon Longscarf.
But we also found out about a hag that Jingle Jangle had made a deal with.
Of Lorna.
And Bevlorna has been known to trap her enemies in bird cages, which is how they had found Sir insert name here.
Talavar.
Talavar. I'm good at names. God, I'm so bad at names, y'all. Which is how they had found Sir Talavar in a birdcage. So they are wondering if Bevlorna was the one that put him in said birdcage. But also, Jingle Jangle was very afraid of Bevlorna and said that she kind of controlled things and that she was a bad person, and that a long time ago, Jingle Jangle had a deep fear of being trapped somewhere. And to get rid of that fear, they trusted the hag and made a deal. But that fear was replaced with a need for collecting keys. Vaughn did go into the kitchen and offer to make some tea, but really he was looking for the key the whole time, and he ended up jumping over a bucket of water. And he ended up seeing the key on Jingle Jangle's back and looked like he wanted to make a move to steal it. But we decided to wait it out, and Jingle Jangle ended up giving us the key voluntarily. And Callista gave Jingle Jangle in return a couple of the mushrooms they had gathered from the place with the will-o'-the-wisps, thinking it would replace some of the truffles that Jingle Jangle had lost. And Etika left Jingle Jangle with a blessing on the way out of the cave. Then the group left Telemy Hill. The trees were very, very happy. They seemed like they were reflecting Jingle Jangle's good mood, and they were like singing along with him or with her. Let's see. Next page is. It's definitely the battlefield.
The part after the trees is kind of mingled. Because we ended up passing this, like, not graveyard, but like the battlefield. And
Yeah,
so
I'm trying to
Vaughn
find.
took
There's
a
like
closer
3
look.
pages of the battlefield. Can you tell me which one is the first one? Is it the Etika summons cursed armor?
Yes.
Vaughn versus, because that's the last one. Yeah, that's the last page. Sorry.
You're good.
Oh, there's one of these is in here twice, I think. Yeah.
Oh, did I send the same screenshot twice? I wonder if I
Yeah,
sent the same
that
screenshot.
that helps. Okay, so
Back
the group decided to cross over an old battlefield. There was a bunch of like armor and weapons in the ground in varying like levels of rustedness. Somehow Etika ends up summoning some kind of cursed armor out of the ground that is mirroring his movements. Vaughn comes over and tries to use detect magic on the armor to figure out what's going on, and ends up with another armor set of his own, also mirroring his movements. They try to see what they can do to interact with the suits of armor, but everything they do with the suits of armor happens to them by the suits of armor. So Etika at one point touches the head of the other suit of armor, and everyone is very afraid that that he's going to rip his own head off. And Victor gets very upset about this. Also, at one point, Callista, who will not step foot on that battlefield, gives a touch spell to like see what's going on to her dog and sends him in there. So the dog's over there. I don't know. We don't have a lot of notes here. But basically, Vaughn noticed something on his suit of armor that looked like a piece of fabric. So he decided to rip it off, ripping his own cloak in the process, but gaining a bag of holding.
Mm-hmm.
And then Etika said a little prayer to help rest some of the spirits of his fallen brethren, which is who most of the dead seem to have been on the battlefield, which was really upsetting to him. And Vaughn and Etika continued to have little conflicts with each other, and things are pretty tense between them at the end of the session. I think I covered everything. Did anybody think? Oh no, we totally
went
missed.
back to the slanty
I know
tower.
what-
I was just
I know
gonna
what
say.
page we missed. That's what page is missing. Hang on. Is it this one?
It should be at the bottom of the one on that says on the
okay, that whole
battlefield.
end scene is like 4 lines, so we're good. I found it.
Yeah, it was super fast.
Okay, here it is. So we make our way back to the Slanty Tower. Callista used a combination of her own movement and her bunny hop skill to get up the tower to the basket, at which Sir Talavar recognizes that she's back and is so excited, but they can both tell that the straps holding the basket to the tower are getting very close to ripping. And right as she releases him from the cage, she kind of falls into her. And as the basket falls down, he glides her down with his wings and ends up saving her when she was trying to save him. And it was very cute. And then after, introducing everybody to him and him saying thank you, we decided to settle down for a long rest for the night. And we made a little shelter underneath the tower out of some of the hot air balloon fabric for us to settle in, and that is where we ended the session.
Bum
Yeah.
ba bum. All right. So, your party is settling in for a long rest. Excuse me. You all have the gear with you to be able to create a fireplace. Not fireplace, excuse me, campfire. There's plenty of briar woods, random sticks for kindling, and you have the shelter that the balloon would basically provide for you. As your party settles in, this is the time if anyone has anything that they would like to talk about. Cue those cutscenes between your characters.
I know I wanted something for Victor and Etika.
I'm here.
Yeah, go ahead.
You would find Etika tending to the fire, much like before.
I think story-wise, I'd have it that Victor, still in his clothes, but his hair is down, just walks up to Etika and, like, lightly kicks him.
Ow.
Would you like to tell me what your thought process was back there?
I know not what you refer to.
You're very comfortable trying to remove that helmet.
Etika will glance back at you with a genuinely confused face, and then turn back to the fire.
Don't play coy, old man.
I'm not. I genuinely don't know what you're talking about.
That thing could have easily ripped off your own head.
What? Fully turning to you now.
What do you mean, what?
A gentle tug at my chin isn't going to tear my face off, much less my entire head.
Just
I
because
just-
it was a small tug doesn't mean you could have slipped.
I'm not as brutish as Vaughn is. And turning back to the fire, rolling their eyes.
But you know better. I'm not one to allow anything like that happen.
I just wanted to release the soul inside, or whatever it was.
And I'd rather you not be part of that battlefield, even after centuries of it being over.
Etika will stand up and slowly turn to you. I'm a cleric, Victor. Such things are my duty.
That's not the issue. Yes, do send off souls, do what you must, what feels right. But if it involves you and the potential of being worse than killed, brain cell, sorry,
You're doing well.
worse than
Keep going.
injured, I cannot stand for that.
Etika's face will kind of droop to the side with a sigh. I wasn't in any danger, Victor. Though I do appreciate you worrying about me. He'll gesture with his hand. I had to uphold my vows.
Victor would put like more of a stern, like pouty kind of face, just like confused, concerned, and like, what the fuck, you know? I'll let this go for now. But I've lost too much for you to think that this was a quick, easy move for you to do.
It wasn't. He'll turn away, his eyes tired. You're less sure now whether the makeup under his eyes is truly just that, or sheer exhaustion and frustration.
Would you say there's like any like sticks or wood around?
Oh, for sure.
I in fact have a set of sticks next to me. I'm tending to the fire.
Is there like any way? I don't know. I want Victor to grab like a good chunk of the sticks and just like throw it in the fire, and just like screaming, and then just walks away.
Etika stares into the fire as it roars.
I think that'll be it for us. Victor ends up walking back to his button. Oh,
Sorry, I was trying to switch the music up.
I just more thought if someone left. I was like, oh god, who
Nope, nope,
needs
nope, nope,
help?
nope.
Etika will stare into the fire and sit down, not moving for some time. His brow furrows as he watches and looks deeper at the embering pieces of wood, watching the ashes fall down and the sparks fly up. And he'll sigh.
Sir Talavar has just been silently listening, watching this play out. He grabs, like, from behind him some dried up fruit and just kind of like starts eating some of it and like looks over at Callista. Ah, you dabble in the star arts, I see.
Oh, yes, actually, I used to be a fortune teller at a carnival.
Used to be. You never really end telling
Well,
fortunes, do you?
I don't intend to, but I don't plan to make it my career either.
If anything, it's a pretty popular party trick.
It is, and I always had a lot of good fortunes to give out. I think good fortunes are always better than foreboding ones, don't you?
I was going to say that, or either those that crossed your path got some good luck tossed their way.
Exactly. I don't think there's any reason to burden people with foreknowledge that makes their life worse, but I liked using my job at the carnival to make people happy and give them hope. Would you like a reading?
Oh, but I thought you were retired.
Oh, well, you can teach an old bunny new tricks.
All right. Well, I don't think I've actually ever had my fortune read. He gets up and he walks suavely over to you and kind of sits down, crosses his legs, puts his hands on top of both of his knees. It's very funny because he is so very tiny, but yet looks so prim and proper. He kind of sits up and looks towards you and goes, "All right, what do I do?"
Okay, Callista is going to mentally communicate with Antares and ask him to huff some little like fog and smoke along the little log that they're sitting around or next to the fire, so it looks more spooky while she does this.
I imagine Antares is like laying next to you and just kind of looks up and huffs and just goes, and like this slow breath comes out, and it's very eerie as a nice little semi-thick fog kind of comes around, and fog tends to absorb light, so it and also like softens it. Talivar just kind of almost nervous. He goes, "Ha ha 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 ha. This is part of it, right? This isn't like I'm gonna get a okay. Well, that's okay. All right. Well,
She's gonna put her paw on top of his hand to calm him down.
oh,
And
well,
she'll say,
milady.
"It's okay.
Okay. Oh,
Stay calm. It's your first time. I'm just going to give you one card. How about that? We'll make it nice and easy. My goodest boy down here is just giving us a little ambiance, you know? You gotta get in the mood. Okay.
Antares kind of roughs, and Sir Talvar looks over, then looks down at your hand and goes, one to start. Yes, that sounds lovely.
Okay, and she's going to shuffle her deck and say to him, if there was something you wanted to know about your future, just any little question, any thought about a prospect, what would you want to know? And she's shuffling the deck, kind of looking between it and him.
He stops and thinks. His fingers kind of, one of them go up and strokes the ever so tiny mustache. Have I
mustache?
Do I make her proud?
Okay. And she's going to kind of shuffle out the cards into a fan. Almost looks too big to be able to hold in her little tiny bunny hands, but she manages. Okay. These are playing card size, by the way.
Oh my
And she's
God.
got this big fan of playing cards in her little tiny bunny hands. Because we just literally, it's just playing card size. And she'll say, okay, so I want you to take your little, let's just take your hand and
All right.
kind of hover it over the cards like this.
Okay.
And whenever you feel like one is speaking to you or calling to you, I want you to just pull it out of the deck.
Do I say anything to the deck like, "Oh, mighty forces, powers that be, please come unto me to give me great feedback"?
That was beautiful. But no, just think about your question and the
Oh.
cards will give you an answer.
Okay. Think about my question. Think about my question. How about this one?
Okay. And she will somewhat awkwardly try to put the rest of the cards aside with a little grace and look at the card, and it is the world. And she will look at the card for a moment and think about his question and close her eyes, and she will look a little eerie as she kind of sways in the moonlight looking for insight on how this card answers this question. And then she will open her eyes and say, I think in general, the answer you're seeking is yes. But the fact that this card is the one that you pulled tells us a little bit more. In terms of a career, which was kind of the implication I got, with you being a knight and serving a queen, perhaps this question was about her, not to
Yes.
assume, but
You assumed
you know,
correctly. My
okay, that was the vibe I was getting. Just want to make sure.
Queen Titania, she's
this-
all powerful and knowing.
Oh, beautiful. Oh, she sounds lovely. That's quite a name. This, when the world shows up, it talks about completing your goals in your career and having a fulfilling career path. So if your question was, are you going to make her proud in reference to your career path? I would say this is a very good sign. But this card is also about like fulfillment and achievement and completion. And it kind of tells you that you need to collect some of your scattered thoughts and actions and maybe put them more towards something meaningful. Perhaps right now, all your actions aren't really going towards your career goals, and maybe they could be more focused on the path you want. I think the world is telling you that it is possible to achieve the future you seek, but right now is the time that you'll have to put in the work to get there. Hope that made some sense.
He looks very thoughtful.
uh,
And he seems to be fiddling with this tiny, tiny sword, which if you've ever seen like a maraschino cherry sword, it's a little bit bigger than that. Let's give him the benefit of it. But like it's a sword fit for his size. Actually probably fit for your size as well. Being kind of similar in size. He looks off in the distance and he goes, and he seems to get lost in a thought. His eyes seem to kind of well up before he looks back at you and breaks a smile that doesn't quite meet his eyes. That makes a lot of sense. Thank you for imparting with that knowledge. You are wise.
She'll shuffle the card back into the deck and kind of casually say, not really the best reading to get when you're trying to spend more time with a guy if the reading just tells him to go to work more.
Roll.
Oh.
Sorry.
Are you trying to spend time with me?
No, I enjoyed our conversation and I wanted to have more conversation, but it seems like you're on quite a time crunch. So I think you'll be going in the morning, right?
I must depart. You are correct. In the morning, though. Not now. Now we can talk.
Good.
Yes.
She will suddenly realize she has no idea what to talk to anyone about because she's never been anywhere but home and the carnival. And she has a tiny panic attack.
It's his turn to kind of reach out and put his hand on yours. Have I upset you?
No, you kind of just lighted on the fact that I have nothing interesting to say. I've kind of lived a sheltered life till now. I know that I kind of came in hot with the butterfly wings and the swooping in to save you, and then you kind of saved me and it was like cute or whatever, but this is not my normal. I am a little bit overwhelmed in the situation I'm in right now, but I'm trying to roll with it because I feel like, and she's get a little quieter, I feel like some of these people actually listen to what I have to say, and that's a lot of pressure. But also, no one's ever given me the chance to talk this much before, so it kind of feels good too. And I just worry that I don't have something to offer to the conversation, being not so worldly myself. Definitely not like a brave knight like you, you know.
I am quite
Things you
brave
must have
indeed.
seen.
Well, you did save me from quite an embarrassing show there, but thank you again for that. I think while I need to let the rest of the Sealy court know, especially my queen, the machinations that are going on with the Hourglass Coven, I think it would behoove me to tell your party. The person that was in power here is no longer in power. That is the news I must depart to tell my queen, with the goal of bringing balance. Everything here, I can feel. It's been a while since balance has been brought to these lands, which is why I was here in the first place, at the behest of Queen Titania.
Oh.
So
when you say the person that was in control of this place, who do you mean?
Well, let me think. Zybilna. Do you know of that name?
I believe I have heard it recently.
Etika nods.
She has been the one to control these lands for as far as I have known. As far as I've been told.
Yeah, that's what I heard. What happened?
Well, I don't want to give too much away. Some of this stuff I'm hoping to bring to my queen, but because you did save me. The Hourglass Coven, one of which by the name of Bavlorna, have overtaken her, and she is imprisoned in her palace.
Oh. Good. Well, do the
Etika
Hourglass
fully
Coven mean to
turns
take
to him
over
now.
more lands?
I think I don't know that question, but they seem to be okay as of right now, but even then, these are not their lands to covet.
Yeah, it makes me wonder why they wanted this land in particular. It doesn't seem very hospitable, that's for sure.
That is their effect, dear one. That is their effect.
Oh.
What you see is the physical representation of Bavlorna, the slack-jawed.
Oh, so she's the reason my feet had to get wet all day?
She's
I'm
been
gonna have to deal with her.
she's been a blight upon this land. She's the first one to have gotten the best of me in over 2 centuries. And while my pride tells me to stay, that is why I must depart in the morrow. To let my queen know so she can send those that are not necessarily more adept than Sir Taliban. No. She can just bring more power, if I'm honest. But I'm better on my own in a lot of ways. I can sneak in and sneak out. Just...
I was gonna say, you do seem like you're very agile.
Aren't I, though? Aren't I? And I can fly and do things. I
can fly sometimes.
Yes,
Not a
you
lot.
can. I saw that earlier.
Yeah,
You are
that's
very
cool,
skilled
right?
indeed, yes. And he realizes at that
Thank
point he's
you.
still holding your hand, and he goes, oh my goodness, I'm sorry about that. However, I do have something I would like to give to your party as a thank you, though it seems not all of your party is here. When there is a moment, I would like to present it.
Oh, I mean, we don't need any special thanks. We just saw you needed help. That's very
I
kind of you.
insist.
Would you like me to gather everyone up?
That would be very kind of you, dear heart. Your Majesty, I apologize. That was a little more informal than I apologize. Your regalness.
Because stops rapidly approaching
No,
Sir
no,
Talvar.
no. I'm enjoying this. No,
I'm
it's fine.
And as we kind of switch before the party comes together, if there's a moment before Talavar and Callista's scene begins, does anyone want to approach Vaughn?
Oh yeah, did Halder see what Callista did?
That's what I'm poking at.
I don't think he did.
So Halder, right before this took place, as Vaughn kind of walked off, Callista tried to make eye contact with you from across the fire and basically was like, "Hey, go talk to him."
Oh.
You don't have to. No pressure, Beth.
No, yeah, no
I don't
pressure.
know
That's
what-
just what.
I don't really
I just
know
thought it
what
might be a cute
Alder
interaction.
would say.
Yo, bro, why'd you shove him down that hole? You wrote why you and Etika fighting so much, but in Halder speak, you know, something, anything.
But in Halder speak. Oh my god.
Halder speak is like stand there and stare at you until you talk to him.
I will forever
Essentially,
call it that now.
You do an intimidation roll to intimidate Vaughn into spilling his guts. I don't know. However you want to play it, like you don't even have to. I just thought it'd be a cute interaction to see Halder and Vaughn talk.
Totally. If he doesn't, does anybody else want to approach Vaughn?
I don't know of anything right now.
Okay.
I can go for it.
Okay.
Victor being the peacemaker. I love
Etika
it.
probably would not want to.
Of course. I'm just trying to offer space before the group comes back together.
So just would this be like after the thing with Victor and Etika or before?
This would be after, but before Callista would bring the party together for Talavar's gift.
So kind of like while she's talking to Talavar,
Correct.
like having a sidebar.
The thought process is Victor shoves the wood into the fire. Probably go walk up to where would Vaughn be?
He's kind of sitting on like the outskirts of the fire, so like I imagined it like the center is like the fire, and then like I'm assuming the group is around it, and then Vaughn's kind of just behind a couple ways, like almost right on the edge of like the light, the illumination that the fire would give. Just kind of off in his own little world in the shadows. Yeah, so like for example, if
That's kind of how I
Etika's
imagined it. Like Talavar and
Yeah.
Callisto are talking over here, Etika's like doing the fire, and Victor was talking to him over here, and then like Vaughn kind of went off on his own over here.
Yeah, that's how I imagined it too, so that works.
Just after their conversation, Victor would just like aggressively, but then like slow down, walk towards Vaughn, and then like
Vaughn will kind of eye him suspiciously, like, what are you doing?
I want Victor to like lightly put his tail around Vaughn's neck.
His what?
His tail.
Oh,
Hill. I heard Hill, so
I also heard Hill. I was like, what the heck?
His hill. I'm so confused what that could be anything of implications.
Exactly. It's my confusion.
I was like, I can see why you're confused now. And he goes, so what's the dealio with you today? Hmm? He just
I
like
beg
looks
your
at him
pardon?
really big eyes. Oh, don't play coy. You're not the first one trying to trip him.
I'm just having fun. And he'll kind of sit up and look away, like kind of primly. Or not prim, but like proper, I guess is a better way to say that.
Oh, you're gonna say coquette. I was like, no.
No, not that far yet. Oh god.
All in good fun. But you've heard until someone gets hurt, correct?
Therein lies the risk. What's a little fun without a little bit of blood?
Even if it involves yours?
Don't tempt me with a good time.
And like, Victor's toe like tightens. Listen here.
Vaughn's eyes will start
Again.
glowing a little bit.
I'm all for good fun. Fun is my thing. But if anything happens to that old man, even if you somehow could, which I doubt, I'll let the world burn, and you'll be the first.
Sounds to me like we're on a witch hunt.
Witch folk fighting witch folk wouldn't be the first, would it? Especially if a demon construct went in reverse.
He'll kind of look into Victor's eyes, just kind of like deadpan. Is there a point to this back and forth conversation?
I don't know. I was kind of just trying to see if there was a point of your intentions. Were you trying to get something out of him? Or are you just being a cat?
In what way?
Playing with something? Toying?
What can I say? I like playing with fire.
And yet it
And let's
seems like
just
you've
put it,
never touched a hot stove.
well, let's just say I wasn't the first to light the match.
Then tell me, what's the deal with you two?
Perhaps you should go and ask, what did you call him again? Old man? I personally have no
now.
qualms with him.
So you say, yet our back and forth conversation feels no greater rice between whatever you two are going on about. Yet honestly, I kinda don't care. I'd rather just make sure that this party can get out of here in one piece. Even if it means being the peacemaker.
I have every intention in leaving in one piece. It seems the old man over there does not.
He knows his way around. Seems like so do you.
I know where things can bend.
And yet bones do not. So I leave you adieu and sleep rest well.
Bon voyage.
And then like Victor just like
Just-
unwraps his tails and smacks him. Walks to his bed.
I think at the tail smack is about the time Callista is gonna try and call everybody, so she'll look over and see it and just kind of scowl and be like, "Guys, come here! Come to the fire!
Been
Sir
listening
Talavar
the
has
entire
something for
time.
us." Shut up! You're not the only person in the party, Attica. Come on, guys.
You are, however, yelling in my ear.
Okay, well, don't stand so close to me. I'm trying to get everybody to come over.
Sorry, Callista.
Etika kind of just mumbles to himself, barely audible. I'm the one who sat down first.
Well,
In the motion of smacking Vaughn, he also grabs Vaughn by the wrist. So just to start walking, you know?
He just kind of
That seems
begrudgingly
like a bad
allows
idea.
this creature to pull him along.
Creature!
I forget what he is, okay?
Tiefling.
Back, thank you.
Creature.
Creature!
I
I
couldn't remember
love
what
that
he was, I'm
outburst.
sorry.
All right. Sir Talavar, standing as tall as he can at his little tiny 2 feet tall, just seems to be kind of keeping a smile from breaking across his face. With your group kind of sitting or standing before him, he takes time to take each of you in and goes, "You all came across a stranger today in dire needs of aid. You took it upon yourselves to offer that aid when you did not need to. And that aid involved you traipsing across this blighted land in order to gain a key that would help me survive. I have lived many centuries. I have traveled far and wide. I can tell you it is extremely rare that anyone would offer somebody they do not know a chance to continue the life they're living. In fact, it's more often than not that they would end that stranger's life for the things that they possess, for the power that they have, physical or otherwise. Your Majesty, you made it sound like a small thing that your group did. And I'm telling you, it is one of the biggest things you can do for another being. So, I say it with my chest. Thank you for your aid. And he bows. Now, if you have not come across us fey creatures before, we do like our little exchanges, and I am in your debt. I can see here that you folks might have some other errands to run. And as you can see here, this land is not kind, nor does it have any sense to be kind anytime soon. And so, I wish to behest you all my trusted companion, who has been with me many an adventure. For the record, did not fail me this one. I just was, I was caught off guard. I totally could have gotten out if I wanted to.
It could have happened to anyone.
It could. Thank you very much.
We
It's not the
believe you.
fact
We
that it
believe
was.
you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Very much.
For sure.
I would like you all to have Spike. And he unbelts his sword, and he takes it and he holds it across both of his palms, and he kneels and he holds it out to your group, and it's the size of a small dagger.
Aw.
Then he holds it up and he bows his head.
I'll look at the rest of them like, you want me to? Yeah, I'm the little one. I'll handle this.
I'll
Yeah.
say quick, give it a Callista before.
By
Holly
all
gets his
means.
spirit paws on it.
Callista will curtsy deeply, their little pink and purple skirts, and accept the gift. And say, "Thank you, Sir Talavar. We are all very honored by this, and Spike will help protect us as we try to right some of the wrongs in this place."
He, feeling the weight of his sword lift, he looks up and you can see a deep purple blush come across his cheek as he realizes that it was Callista who, in fact, took the dagger. And he he seems to kind of clear his throat and goes, "Yes, Your Majesty. You're welcome. And may Spike treat you well."
Ooh.
So there's...
Can I walk up beside Callista and just akin to a Grand Vizier kneel down and cover my mouth and whisper into her ear?
Okay.
She leans over to listen.
Life's too short not to fall in love. And I'll bring a flower up to her face.
She will blush hot pink and just like not respond and nod like as if he said something important, but no. My first instinct was, this man has just given us his sword, so Callista will reach and grab her own dagger and be like, "Well, you need something to protect you on the way back to Queen Titania. Would you like to take my dagger with you? It's just little like me, but you're little."
Your Majesty,
In a good way.
I would be honored to carry your favor.
Etika will stand.
Wait, I think Victor would be try and like whisper to Callista, "You need to knight him. He'll be adorable."
He's already knighted! He's
Knighted?
already knighted!
But he can be knighted in another kingdom.
He
The
literally
the kingdom
can't.
under the monarch.
I'm going to pull him. I'm going to pull him Victor aside. He literally can't. That's not how it works.
Says whom?
Are
Says
we...
the fucking Titania.
Callista is just gonna like wave her hands around her ears like she's trying to like wave off their whispers, like, "Stop it."
I immediately fall back to behind you, just kind of at your shoulder, hands behind my back.
I don't know what she would say here. I'm laughing too hard. Hang on.
No, that's fine. I would say Talavar...
Fucking fight about parliamentary procedures just sending me.
Talvar.
No, you cannot be knighted by two people. That is not how that works.
Televar very clearly trying to essentially keep his cool together stands, which again, 2 feet tall, smiles and takes the dagger, whisks it up and around, and then he puts it, he kind of like quote unquote sheaths it in his belt, and he goes, I will need to find a new sheath for that one, but I think it'll do the trick. And I shall call her Callista's Favor.
Aw,
That's cute.
that's so cute.
It sickens me.
Well, I only hope that Callista's favor will keep you safe on your way back to your queen. I'm sure she misses having her best night around.
You're damn right she does.
We ought
Etika
to
will
feed
bring
that
a
ego in this
fist up.
house.
Etika will bring a fist up to his mouth to cover it as he just starts to chuckle.
They will be able to hear my tales, Talo. Not this one, but the tale I will tell is about meeting you all.
Understand
sure
that
you
your
can-
duty is not over, Sir Knight.
Oh?
It is not?
Nay.
He tilts his
Care
head
to share
towards you.
something with the rest of us?
Not to us, but you are to live, right?
I
Don't
should
hang
hope
up
so.
your cave just yet.
I do not intend to. If anything, I will probably return. I hope to return, but more with the aid of the magnificent Titania's cavalry. Yes.
Can I just talk to Etika for one moment? And then I might have one more thing I want to tell you.
I mean, of
Hang
course,
on.
we
Let
have
me
all
just,
night
like,
if you wish.
don't
I
go
mean, we
anywhere.
still have to sleep. I mean, I'm exhausted. I can't, go adventuring without a full night's
Okay,
rest. That's
stay
just
up.
blasphemous.
Well, try and keep your eyes open for a minute. I have one question I need to ask you. And I'm gonna pull Etika aside.
Your Majesty.
So, he's going back to Queen Titania.
In the summer court, yes.
And it sounds like she's sending people here to deal with everything that's going on here, but mostly Bevlorna? Was that it?
Bavlana.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So, would it be in our best interest to send a message back to let them know that we're willing to help? And maybe in exchange, if we get in an altercation relating to this Bevlorna thing, maybe we'll have somebody that can give us a little backup. Because, like, I don't know about you, but I've never done this before, and I feel like we're taking on some stuff. Okay, we got some goals, and we want to reach them, and it would be nice to have some backup. So, do you think we should, like, send a, hey, you're nice. If you need help cleaning up this place, we want to help kind of message? I mean, he's going back to her anyway.
You have a good head on your shoulders. And perhaps you'll get to see him again in that case.
Okay, that's
Not that.
unrelated. Unrelated, sir. Move along.
Etika smiles.
This is clearly only a politically motivated conversation. We are professionals. Obviously, I'm a real... This queen thing's going to my head, man. It's going to my
You're
head.
blushing through your fur again.
Stop! And you've noticed that her little ears are like curled down over her, like she's so embarrassed, like she wants to cover her face, but she's trying to look ladylike too. So she's just like, she's so close to going full bunny covered face mode, but she's holding it off.
Etika will kneel down again. You shouldn't be ashamed.
He's leaving in the morning. It doesn't matter. It's fine. Besides, he already has a queen. And she's gonna swish her hair back. Well, she has hair too, but like her hair and her ears back, like compose herself and go talk to Talavar again.
Matters, and he'll try to stop you. Matters of loyalty aside, courtly love is a beautiful thing.
Anyway,
But in all true seriousness, I will stop teasing you. Allies are wise. You can have my
Yeah.
message. I am an emissary,
There's-
after all.
There's always more, firesides in the future. If we keep him as an ally, I think it's a good move. Shut up! Shut up! And she's gonna turn around and actually walk back this time.
I'll follow you by your shoulder.
Sir Talavar.
Your Majesty.
So, from the sound of what you've told us, your lady, Queen Titania, is interested in restoring things here and taking care of the Bavlorna situation.
Without
I-
knowing the situation, what I can tell you is that if she were to find out that the Hourglass Coven has in fact come to power here, yes, she would be in favor of extricating them and ensuring that Zybilna can resume her duties.
Okay. So, I am I don't know how to say this. Okay, starting over. As a representative of this party, I just would love for you to pass along the message to Her Highness that, at least for the time being, we're going to be in this realm. And if there's anything we can do to help restore things here, I think we can all tell that this was once a really beautiful place and deserves to be that again for people like our friend Jingle Jangle. And I would love to let her know that our help is there if they ever need it. I know that obviously Queen with a huge army probably doesn't need it, but we'll be here. So
He takes a second to kind of take you in and then looks once more across your party. You can tell by his expression, he has a moment where it's almost like he thinks to protection of you specifically kind of tries to fight him before he kind of like settles in, looks at you again and goes, I can deliver that message, Your Majesty, though I can also say all of your names. Do you have a name that would apply to a party such as this size?
are we? Is
Etika
this
loo-
gonna become
Etika
canon?
looks to Callisto with just a look of, this is extremely important.
So
Looks
out
at
of
you
character,
respectfully.
Pastel would like to know: are we actually are we using this
Yeah.
in character? Do you think?
Do we want
I
to
vote
is the
yes.
question.
I was definitely
I'm
trying
not...
to find something that stands for uwu that fit with our party. I really was trying to find a way to make it work, but like,
I was thinking something like the High Court of Monarch or something to do with like butterflies.
the Witchlight, or Monarch. Okay.
We're not
Hang
Lucky
on.
Monarch. Like, instead of a Lucky's rabbit's foot, it's
Okay, we need a second to.
Of
The
course.
High Court of the Monarch Queen.
Monarch Queen.
Hmm.
The High Court of Witchlight. The High Court of Mr. and Witch and Mr. Light.
No, fuck them.
Absolutely not.
Okay, hang on. I found a list of 400 words related to butterflies. I'm gonna see if I can find one.
I don't know why butterflies is like striking my mind, but
No, it's the butterfly thing is good. We should lean into that.
Mhm.
Either butterflies and the carnival.
You
I
could
like High Court.
Monarch Court. The Monarch Court.
the High Court of the Monarch. The High Court of
The
See, 'cause
Monarchy.
monarch also means queen.
Monarchy.
The Monarchy.
The Monarch.
I
The
feel
High
like
Monarch.
a certain Sealy queen would take exception to that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Let's see. Do you have the map of the carnival?
I do.
Can I look at it?
Hold, please.
The
Maybe
High
it'll
Court
give
of
us an
D&D.
idea.
Oh, I did not mean to do that.
Let's see. We've got Halder, Edeka, Victor Von, HEVVC.
I
Ugh,
was
that
just
doesn't
thinking the
spell
same thing.
anything.
The High Court of the
Um,
Unknown, the Witch, and the Unspeakable.
We have a lot of.
The High Court of Creatures.
Creatures.
Sorry.
I mean,
Okay,
it
I
could
wanna
just
look at
be as
this.
easy as saying the High Court of Callista. Or rather, your last name then.
The High Court of
Sorry.
Extravagance.
She doesn't want to use her last name because her parents will find her.
The High Court of
You
the
guys-
Calliope.
Calliope's Court.
I do. What about kaleidoscope? Because
Sure.
that. No, because that references
I get what
the
you're saying,
colors
though.
of her butterfly wings were like kaleidoscopic colors
Mm-hmm.
and like iridescent, and like that's like her. She's like obsessed with like iridescence, and the carnival like through a lens is a kaleidoscope, you know, with all the colors and lights.
Mm-hmm.
Is
I like
that
it.
stupid? Is this stupid?
No, I like it. The High Court of Kaleidoscope.
Oh no, I don't like it at all.
We could also just ditch the High Court and call it the
just say
Kaleidoscope.
it like Callista in her high court. No,
High Court of
that's
Callista,
gross.
that's what I'm
I
saying.
don't.
It
That feels
goes
so.
against her character, though. She
Can
wouldn't
I-
want to be like center stage.
Yeah.
So one thing you can also say like the company of the monarch's company. I have another party whose name is like
Monarch Company.
they run an inn called the Golden Oak that they eventually were bestowed, and so they're known as the Golden Oak Company. You don't have to be a court unless you want to be a court.
I think we like the court though because we have the jester and the.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah,
fair.
we have, like, all the
that's
knights
fair,
and
that's
the-
fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The High Court of the Feywild.
What if we just say the Witchlight Court?
I like that.
That way we
That's
take
actually
the high out of it, and it doesn't feel as fey.
mhm.
And she's
True.
the Witchlight monarch. She's a monarch of the Witchlight Court, right?
That is where
Yeah.
we met.
That makes sense.
I like it. I like it. I like it a lot,
Okay.
actually.
So he said, "Is there a name for your group?"
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a name to which I can call your party?
Well, I guess the official way you could greet me is Queen Callista, monarch of the Witchlight Court.
Oh, that sounds so fancy. I like changing it in my title right now.
Queen Callista of the Witchlight Court.
Yes.
It's a pleasure to meet you all. Officially. Names are important. Keep that in
They
mind.
are, and that's why we made sure to be honest with you and actually told you all our real names. So, wink, wink. Good for
Wink.
you.
Wink, wink, indeed. I am just saying, if you do intend to be here longer than you had planned, names are important.
Mm-hmm.
They hold history, not just as identity. Well, I'm tuckered. I think I'm going to be hitting the hay here in the next few minutes, unless you all need my attention.
Vaughn will just kind of yawn and go back to his little corner with Gordon.
I very much enjoyed the attention I received already. Thank you. I hope you sleep well.
You as well, Your Majesty. And he kind
And she
of,
will go and like settle down Antares.
and he will go find his respective corner in the balloon tent for the evening. And did you guys want guards, or do you just want to try and sleep through the night? Excuse me.
I was gonna have Antares guard again.
Okay.
Because he got a little bit of rest while we were down in the cave. I mean, he was guarding, but at least I think he can stay up. He's a ghost dog, right? Does he need a long rest?
He
He
is
doesn't have any abilities.
technically a familiar that does not need rest. Correct.
Beautiful. Okay, then I will prestidigitation. Wait, is it prestidigitation that I used? I think it is. Hang on. Let me make sure I'm saying it right. Yes. I'm going to prestidigitation, a little dog treat for him, and do some tricks with him.
Oh.
Make him sit up and bark. And throw him a treat. And call him a good boy and give him ear scratches. And then tell him psychically to watch us, keep watch over the night, and make sure we're all safe.
I shall take watch over the night and let you know if there is any intruders I can do.
Oh, and also watch the water. Because I know that it rose at a certain time yesterday, but I don't know if it's every day. So keep an eye out for rising water too.
Blech. I hate water. Understood.
We'll try and keep you dry, baby. Good night.
Good
Go
night.
lay down. Cute.
All right. As your party settles in for the evening, does anyone have anything else they wish to say or do?
From me.
Vaughn's just kind of out, like once again in the shadows, just kind of looking at Gordon, like trying to fall asleep.
Gordon. Go ahead and give me a nature check for me, please.
Nature check? Okay.
Yes, sir.
I just had to click on it, right?
Yes.
Okay, period. Oh, rude.
Oof.
As much, for lack of a better term, action that Gordon seemed to, or at least you and Gordon had the night before, Gordon just seems silent. There's no heat emitting. There's no light emitting. But if you find comfort in the presence of Gordon, he provides comfort at least, or they do.
Vaughn will just kind of sigh and close his eyes, officially ready for sleep.
Okay. As you all begin to settle into sleep, Halder, similar to the night before, as soon as your head hits the ground and your eyes lull back into a deep sleep, all of your movements of that day in your head play in reverse to the moment that you woke up and you're sitting around and you're having breakfast and you look around and Boren is there too. Once more. No damage to his body. He looks perfectly healthy. Same age as you. He stands up, walks over to you, and hands you a bowl of oatmeal and kind of looks at you and goes, "Come on, Halder. You gotta eat something. I know you're not really the morning type. Gotta have something in your belly."
Alder reaches out to grab it and just kind of questions and goes, wow, brain fart right there.
Why are you acting so weird? You're acting like you're seeing a ghost. I'm not a ghost. See? He taps his noggin.
I'm really just brain farting here. Sorry.
No, you're fine. You're fine. Boren takes a seat, and just the bowl that he had in front of him, he just scarfs down. I mean, you probably commented on in the past, like, it is people who, even when you've been in moments where you've tried to act a little bit more proper, this was always his issue of just like, he does not care for the pomp and circumstance. He slurps up the oatmeal, burps, and like rubs the remaining away, and then he kind of shakes his arm, and like whatever was remaining on the top of his hand kind of slops off to the side and like hits a log that he was sitting on to the side. All right, so what's the plan for today, Halder? What are we doing? You want to go back to bed? Are you sick? He comes over and he sits next to you and puts his hand up on your forehead. No, you're not sick. We could go mining. You have flashbacks to the moment that everything kind of comes crashing down. The moment in which the mine collapses. Boulders falling upon Boren. You remember seeing his body, and then you blink and you look, and it's Boren in front of you, and he's okay. Hey, it's all right. Gosh, you're as white as a sheet. We could go try and find those bunny folk. You seem to like them hopping around singing that song yesterday. We don't have to go mining. We could take a day off. Roll me a wisdom check, Halder.
What was that? Sorry.
Roll me a wisdom check. So that's just going to be a straight wisdom if you just tap on the, there we go. Okay.
Oh no.
Damn.
So this whole time that Boren's been talking to you, your heart is racing. You are pale. You're having a full-blown panic attack. You literally, like, you can start feeling yourself to shake. You're getting lightheadedness. Hey. Halder. I've never seen you like this. What can I do? You want to go hit something? You want to hit me? Hit me.
I'm not going to hit you. I'm just confused and feel like I'm living this over again.
What do you mean? Living what?
Like it's just a replay of what I've already done. Like deja vu.
Deja vu. What's the deja and what's the vu?
You got this, Halder. You got this.
Are you saying we've already been here?
I've already been here, but with different people.
You, what do you mean? I'm your best friend. We don't go anywhere without each other. Why? I mean, we've... And you can feel the ground kind of vibrate and shake. We've literally joked about being born at the hip like we were twins, and that way we always had each other. What do you mean? What do you mean you were with other people? The ground shakes again. Halder, look at me. What do you mean? Roll me another wisdom check. As you hear his voice, you take a deep breath, feeling fresh air into your lungs. You remember the happy times with Boren, the meals you've had, most of them food fights, let's be honest. You can feel a single tear go down your cheek as you smile and look at this Boren before you. And you hear, "What do you mean? Say something." Does Halder say anything?
I don't know. My mind's blank right now. I
That's
can't think.
That's quite all right. That's quite all right. The ground shakes once more. His voice echoes in your head. This time, when you wake up in the next morning, you feel your cheek is wet from that single tear, having cried in the middle of the night. And you can hear the words, what do you mean?" echo in your ears as you greet the day. And that's where we're going to take our break.
Oh my god, this wagon's so cute.
Kiss him, you fool.
All right. Let's go ahead, take a 10-minute break. Come back at the 32.
Okay.
All right. See you in 10 minutes.
All right. Man, I was really hoping we could get some progress on the whole Von Etika situation, and we just really did not, huh?
I feel like Victor made it worse. I'm not even gonna lie.
Boss, buddy.
Vaughn
Victor was
refused.
Oh,
asking.
you are
It was-
making it worse.
Dude, Vaughn refused to like engage in the conversation at all. I was groaning. I was like, please, Vaughn, just put aside your ego and talk to us.
We're
He's
gonna,
so
and we're gonna
determined to just
ignore
be
the fact
a
that he
mischief
had his
guy.
tail wrapped around his neck like it's a threat. Like, hello? If
You
you're gonna come into
literally
a conversation with a threat, I'm gonna respond that way. Or sorry,
You
Vaughn's gonna respond that way.
literally hurt the only person that man cares about. Yeah, he's going to threaten you.
Exactly. So why are you
Surprise.
guys surprised that I responded
Yeah.
that way? Hello?
I don't know. I
What?
don't feel like that. I don't think that energy was negative from the beginning. I feel like it only got
That's why I
negative when
said
Vaughn was like refusing
softly.
to. Yeah, at first when it happened, I thought it was like a nice like hand on the shoulder vibe, you know?
It's like grabbed by his shoulder gently, but then like moves him to the corner, being like, "Hey, what's your issue?"
Nah,
And
sorry,
then
babes.
once
He
Vaughn
definitely
was
gets the
getting
vibe.
more mysterious and like trying to avoid the question, then that's where it has to be more serious. Because why is Vaughn avoiding the question?
Yeah. Frustrating.
Vaughn entered this campaign chaotic, like a cat, which is fucking awesome. But I want to know more. Give me your lore, bitch. Hand it to me.
Yeah, that conversation was kind of a nothing sandwich, but it just
That's,
like added
that's
so
so
much.
funny you said that. That's literally what I wrote down. I wrote down that the conversation happened, but really nothing came out of it.
Yeah, it was like a nothing
You-
sandwich, but
you-
it caused so much tension at the
You
same time, which
deliberately
was
forced it to have nothing to happen.
frustrating.
No, it's funny. Because now I'm gonna have to keep repeatedly doing this every
I
night.
will say, y'all were just like banger line after banger line back and forth to each other. It was well written, like in the moment. But
Now, I
you
do
also
want this to
were
resolve, though.
literally saying nothing and like not making any resolutions. It's like, please, just.
This is two gay people texting in the middle of
Because
the
now
night
we're
trying
gonna
to
have
talk
to have a
teas
whole
and
other
bear.
scene of having a conversation where we actually get to the bottom of how Vaughn actually feels because he just wouldn't communicate. Shaney, thank you for subscribing for 15 months. Yay! Sorry, I should have muted. Okay, I'm gonna go pee.
Go piss, girl.
Tension. The thing is, like, from Callista's perspective, like, all the tension is just so external that she's like, things are going great. I got a new sword. There's a cute dragon guy. He's got to leave, though. That's sad. But, like, also the girlies are fighting, but, like, let's focus on the good stuff. All right.
Let's do good stuff.
Yeah, for now. We'll
Look
see.
at Callista. Not for now.
We'll
Go
see.
piss.
Okay, go piss, girl. I'll be right back.
I was supposed to be drawing the Gordon and Vaughn role reversal, and I didn't do that.
I do want that to resolve, though,
I'm pretty sure it will.
because both in and out of character, I don't get it. Why? Why are you doing this?
Funny.
What could possibly compel you to say, damn, cry about it, when dozens of my people just got fucking killed for basically what an
I'm
outsider
gonna
to
repeat the
me.
same thing I said last time, or what Vaughn said last time. These are your people, not mine. Vaughn
Okay?
strictly went over to that field to find bones.
Okay?
That's it.
My
He could care less
issue
about the spirits there,
is-
bestie.
My issue is, why is Vaughn like going at
Then
each
why
other?
are you hostile about that?
What do you mean?
There's a difference
Vaughn,
between
instead of
being
pushing some-
emotionless and being hostile. We are in hostile.
I think there's two different perspectives. I think what Steven has is that we're trying to pry about something that he believes is like, oh, he's just doing just nothing, literally just trying to do something simple, get bones, that's it. And while we're looking at the outer picture, I'm like, why? His thing is, why not? You get me?
Frosty, you just said exactly what my mindset is on this.
That's the only issue, because since there's conflicts on between both sides, so you're just telling me Vaughn's just doing this for the shits and giggles?
Yeah.
If that's
Most of it.
literally it, there is very
of it.
little justification for not just saying go away.
Well, we physically can't do that because we're in a party. Like, that's
Okay,
not how that works. But
that's bold.
But that's the thing, though. Vaughn's character getting aggressive about us prying
let's not
into
forget
what
that Vaughn
he's
can't
doing.
lie, besties. He is not capable of lying. So once you get him to
Neither is
spill the
Etika,
truth,
is he?
it'll happen.
I can tell lies.
You can tell lies?
He just hasn't.
Etika won't tell lies. Vaughn can't. He's cursed,
Oh,
right?
okay. Sorry. I
That's
remember
correct.
just like for some
That's
reason
his
Etika
missing
has
thing
something
for this
too.
season.
Yeah,
is his
that's his
ability to
missing
tell
thing
a
is that he
lie.
is not able to tell lies. He will
But we don't
absolutely
know that.
bend what he has to, absolutely. But if it's not a lie, it's not a lie.
Yeah, that's why it was important that Callista take him to the stand to say what happened to his ticket, because he couldn't lie, but she could. But Callista didn't know that. She was just trying to help because, it's Callista.
Because she's a good
Yeah.
person.
She
has a
cannot
good
allow
heart.
any creature to suffer. That's her basic tenet. I
that
hope it
mean
doesn't get
Vaughn
her
is
in
Creature,
also
trouble.
there's that word
creature?
again, creature. I fucking
Yeah.
love it.
It's accurate though. Any creature, like human,
Yeah.
animal.
I love it though.
Yeah.
It's so funny. There's going to be
It'll
like
be
this new
interesting when she
hyperfixation on
gets
this
like
word now.
into battle. That should be your viewers. They should be the creatures.
That's actually kind of
Creatures.
cute. Not
It
gonna
is
lie.
really cute. But yeah, like she's got her whole like good music makes her cry. But like her main ideal is empathy and that no creature should be made to suffer. So like it'll be interesting to see in battle having to make her make more brutal choices to like finish somebody off rather than make them suffer. Stuff
Yeah,
like
that'll be
that.
interesting
Will
to
be
see the
interesting.
development there.
Yeah. I just love her so much. And her bond is that a trusted friend is the most important thing in the multiverse to her. But I've taken that to make it her motto that a stranger is just a friend you haven't met yet. I think that's
so
like her
baby.
motto. Because that's what she did with Jingle Jangle. She was just
Yeah.
like, oh, just because we hadn't met you doesn't mean we weren't friends. Or we weren't gonna be friends. Like, we're friends now. That's just the way it is. Other than the drama, which is stressing me out, other than that, I'm really loving everything we've done. Like, we've made some really good choices, I feel like.
Same. I want the drama
And
done.
I'm hoping that the choice to like have him take the message to Queen Titania pays off.
Yeah,
That would be
I love
nice.
that. I literally wrote in my notes, Callista wants to form a liaison with Queen Titania.
Well, then she's just trusting that Etika knows that this is a good person. Etika could be making it up. We have no idea.
I want to know though. I really want to know though if later on, once we kind of realize more of like what Vaughn is and like what made him, if that's going to cause some sort of rift. Because he, by blood, he would literally be aligned with the Hourglass Coven.
That'll be interesting to see.
So much plot. I'm so excited to see what happens.
So much
We just
plot
have to make him
indeed.
love us so much that he makes the choice to be with us and not the Hourglass Coven.
I'm so excited for it. So excited to see what happens.
All right.
Besides, the monarchy of the Witchlight Court is, way better than hourglass coven. Like an hourglass, you have to flip it over half the time. Boring. What's that?
Not
That's,
that.
that's just a clock with more effort. Like that's a
Oh.
clock and manual labor.
I'm
Boring.
Please.
Even the sundial did less than that.
Yeah, even the sundial was less work. Come on, get your shit together, hourglasses.
You guys know that they're hags, right? You know that?
Yeah, we figured.
Okay.
We've been.
Based on the fact that we know that Pavlorna is a hag, so.
Yeah,
we
all
were
three
told
of them are.
directly by
Because it was the
Jingle
three
Jingle.
hags, right?
Yeah, we were told about. Hang on. Bev Lorna. We were told that she was a hag, but I don't think anything's really been said about the other two.
The sisters. Other than that, no.
You have not heard the names of the other two, but now you know
And
they
I
are
think
a
that's the
coven.
first time we've heard Hourglass Coven as well.
Yeah, it is.
It is.
Also, by the way, it is Callista's main goal in most conversations to play dumb. So she may act dumb about things that we already know.
That
Just be aware
explains a couple things.
That's something she does. Like that's something she learned as a fortune teller is to act like you don't know things you already know, so that you can be sure about other things. You know.
I love that. I love that for
there were definitely
her.
a couple times I was like, "Oh, Miss Ma'am."
Excuse me?
Literally.
All
Then
right.
you get to give them the reaction of, "Oh wow, this is the first time I've heard that information." You
Yeah.
know?
Mm-hmm.
There's so many ways to use that.
Let me get the music back up and running. Let's see. All right. As everyone wakes up the next day, again, when I say wake up, it's not like the sun is shining, just like on this loading screen here. That's basically permanently light. Maybe when like the overcast comes, that's really the only difference is if it's cloudy or if it's a little bit clearer. As you begin to wake up, actually, you know what? I apologize. Callista, make a perception check for me based on, oh, was that it? Wait.
Oh no, that was
2d4?
gonna be my portent dice.
Oh.
I was trying to do my portent dice, but I only rolled one. I was trying to figure out how to do the /R thing. You said perception?
Uh-huh. For,
Okay.
Antares.
For Antares.
He's
He's
doing that.
hang on. Yeah. He has a thing for that, right? Is it perception check, you said?
Yes, please. And
Ooh.
does he have advantage with his creature stats? Or no?
Creature.
This was
Sorry.
It was clicked from last time. Let's see. Perception +3. No, sorry. So
Okay.
whichever, or I can do it again.
Nope.
I forgot I had it checked
13
from
is
last
fine.
time.
It's all good. I always take just the first roll. It's fine. Okay.
So wait, that was my one important. Let me roll the other one. 8
Ooh.
and a 4.
Damn.
Cool.
We really need a dice jail.
Really?
Mhm. Let me write them down. But I can use it. I can make enemies roll those numbers though. Is the nice thing about portent. So either when I'm really low or really high, the 8 is like,
There's a benefit to both.
yeah.
All right.
The 4 is pretty good.
So, Antares comes and when you wake up, Callista, you feel like there's like this cold air breeze kind of touching your cheek, and you wake up and it's actually Antares who is licking your cheek. He can't actually physically touch, but it feels like a coolness on your cheek. Hello. It's morning.
Oh.
Good morning, Antares.
Good morning.
Did you have a good watch? Everything was good?
Yeah, there wasn't really anything that moved or anything like that. I did see creatures in the distance that had long legs. That's it. They didn't come here though.
Long legs?
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't come close?
No,
Did they have any light with them?
no.
Okay. Well, thank you. If you see them again, let me know.
Okay.
And then here, and she'll prestidigitation a little ball and throw it for him to go chase.
Oh my god, yes. And he runs away. As you all begin to look around, sorry, Sir Talavar is nowhere in sight.
Alyssa looks a little disappointed, and she moves to the opening of their little makeshift tent to look and see if she spies him anywhere.
He's currently at the campfire making some breakfast. Oh,
Ooh.
Your Majesty, good morning. Made some fresh beans. That's all I could really find.
Give him a little half curtsy and say, "Good morning."
He stands up and bows.
No need to be so formal. Beans for breakfast? That sounds great.
Yeah, this is the last of my rations for today, but always formal, Your Majesty. You have to be around a monarch such as yourself.
Oh, I mean, we're just by the campfire. It's not a big deal. Are you done? I have some mushrooms that we got that we've been trying to find a way to use. Maybe we could mix them in with the beans, make something better.
Oh, they're about halfway done. That actually should be perfect. They should be cooked at the same time quality-wise, because you always want to make sure that you throw the mushrooms in last, or else they get really wilty and they don't taste very well. But yes, now is the time if you wish to
absolutely,
have
but
the
you wanna-
mushrooms.
But you want to make sure they're in there long enough so they can soak up all the flavors. Exactly. And then she'll break up the mushroom into small little bite-sized pieces, since there's no need to get out a knife and everything. So she'll just break it up into the beans.
Thank you kindly. How did you sleep?
I slept very well. And my boy Antares kept watch for us. He did mention something that maybe you might know about.
Oh,
He mentioned that in the distance last night he saw some creatures moving around with long legs. They didn't seem to have any light sources on them, and they didn't move closer, but do you happen to know what that might have been?
I have not a clue, and that's very scary.
Oh, they didn't. His report of it didn't seem like a scary report. But to be fair, they didn't come this way either. So I'm not sure he got a really good read on them. But yeah, just something to be aware of, I guess, when you set off.
Much appreciated. Yes, I'll make a note of that. He literally takes out a notepad and makes a note of it.
Are you always so formal, Sir Talavar?
I must be. If not, it leads to all the chaos. Life is chaos. You need a little bit of formalness just to, have some kind of structure to live by. And honor, of course. It is...
She will work on pinning her scarf back to her head as she's thinking about order while he's talking.
It has served me quite well, and honestly has saved my tail more than I honestly cannot count. While there was this other time when I was quite young, just a young little dragon, when I was still learning how to fly, at great speeds. I could always just lift myself up. That was never the issue, but I could never quite get the speeds down. And he just goes off on some random tale about how he is the greatest knight in all the realm, and how he basically one of his first adventures was able to gain some renown and gained him entrance into Queen Titania's court.
As he finishes the story, she'll clip the last pin into her scarf, a little butterfly pin, and she'll look at him and say, "Well, that's all well and good, but what's life without a little chaos?" And she'll wink at him.
Oh, look, the beans are ready.
Oh, delicious.
And he starts taking out tiny cups and portions them out for the entire party, should they come wish to join and partake in breakfast.
You are the most hospitable guest I have ever met.
Then
That is so kind of you.
you have not been in many hospitable places, my goodness. Where have you been taking your queen? He looks around at the rest of the party if they join.
She'll start to eat the beans and kind of say, well, I haven't been very many places, that's for sure. I lived a very sheltered life growing up, as you could imagine. But I'm looking forward to this opportunity to see the world.
He nods. And has Etika come and joined the party at all?
Etika's kind of just taking a moment.
Okay.
Eventually, yeah.
No worries.
But at the moment, he's just kind of just laying down thinking.
Okay.
Sleep was rough.
For sure. Has Halder joined the campfire?
Yes.
Okay.
And walks up and just sits by the fire.
Okay. Is Vaughn there?
Not yet, but he's definitely awake. He's like, I would imagine him kind of just like sitting up, like just like stretching a little bit, kind of getting his bearings after being asleep.
Okay. And what about Victor?
He's walking up, just barely finishing up his braids.
All right.
Victor, darling, have some beans.
Oh, of course. Just
He-
like grab like a good portion.
He hands a small bowl to you, Victor. He hands a small bowl to Halder. Well, I was going to say there is, I believe, a fae amongst your kind. He could definitely probably tell you of a little bit more of the dangers of these realms. If this is your first time, it's very good for you to know about, especially if you all do plan on following through on what you stated last night as far as being a little bit of a thorn in the Hourglass Coven.
I mean, I definitely think we're going to end up being a thorn for them. And I don't think any of us feel right about leaving this place in the state it is now that we know that there is someone causing it. But more importantly, I gotta deal with some bad bunnies around here, putting a bad stink on my race. I'm not liking it. So we need to fix some behavior first.
Trying to think. Well, if there's anything that you can do to... He kind of looks towards the ground. You are quick-footed, but the waters have been very much a nuisance. That's actually how I was able to get captured, if I'm honest. Hopefully, Spike can help you. I don't know. He just seems kind of lost as he gets lost in, like, I can't believe I got caught.
What actually happened, if you don't mind? I know that you'd probably rather tell a daring success story, but we learn a lot through our own failures. So, like, what happens? So I don't do the same thing,
Well, I was down at Downfall, trying to blend in as best I could, but let's just say that I do tend to stick out in certain crowds, if you catch my drift.
I feel you.
I at least knew enough to make my way there. He kind of looks at the balloon. There was more than just me when I first arrived. I am but the last.
Oh. I'm so sorry for your loss.
Thank you. Which is why I wholeheartedly last night was saying that it is not It is very rare that you come across those that would protect you and also help a stranger. You stuck your neck out for me, and were successful. Now, I did not have that. In fact, I was betrayed.
Oh
And
no.
in my attempt to get away, the waters rose. And it backed me into a corner. I don't swim well. I don't swim often. I usually fly. And I was knocked out. Next thing I knew, I was in one of those cages, you see. Now,
Wow.
that does not mean, however, that Bavlorna does not have those that do not like her. I will tell you this. If you ever make your way to Downfall, let's just say that there's powers at play that could play into your favor. If you like the court games, there is plenty of games to be had.
Thank you. That is very good to know. Your counsel is very appreciated. I can see why your queen keeps you close.
Now, flattery will always get you everywhere with me.
Oh
No
my god, that
way,
was so
I couldn't
smooth.
tell.
Eat your beans before they get cold, Your Majesty. You need a good meal.
Yes, sir. Eat your beans.
Get your short king who cooks
Okay, but
for
are the beans
you.
good?
They're delicious.
Ah, I knew they would be.
There's like fresh garlic that's cut in them with a little bit of salt. Like he had his own like seasoning packets that he'd been holding on.
Aww. He brought out the good seasonings for us.
He did. There's even little bits of bacon, and you can definitely tell that they're yeah, it's more savory than it is like sweet for sure. But all right, your party partakes in breakfast. If you haven't already, mark your character sheets as full rested. Is there any other scenes or conversations you guys wish to have before you depart? All right. Well, as you guys finish up your breakfast, those of you that have the different duties to break down camp start doing so. Sir Talavar does seem to have a little tiny pack with him. He's made a makeshift sheath of sorts for the dagger, Callista's favor, now aptly named. And there's a moment at which you guys are still probably getting ready that he faces your group and goes, all right, well, I have honestly tallied here long enough. I must depart. Good luck, Witchlight Court. You're going to need it.
I think Calista would run up to him and say, thank you again. Safe travels. Give him a little kiss on the cheek.
Oh, your Majesty, that is not proper. But thank you.
What did I say about being proper all the time? Farewell, Sir Talavar.
Farewell, Your Majesty. Farewell to the rest of you. And he takes a little like running jump, and then he starts flapping his wings, and he slowly lifts himself up and flies off into the distance. And if there could
So
be an
majestic.
ethereal ding in the distance once he, goes beyond your eyesight, that would happen.
What a guy.
And your party is left alone. The bubbling of the swamps nearby, bubbling away. Every once in a while, the smell of something awful that you have no idea what it is comes by your nose.
With a belly full of delicious beans. I think Calista would turn to the group, put her hands on her hips, and go, All right, what's next?
Etika will come out in the tent now.
Oh, good morning, sunshine. You missed the beans.
At least fresh ones.
A rather disheveled look is quickly replaced as changeling magics take effect.
Oh, I wish I had that.
Becomes second nature at some point.
Wait, so
Uh,
let me get this right. He woke up and he made his face look disheveled?
No.
Other way around.
He
It
used
is-
magic to make him look less disheveled. Like
I get
he
to
got-
look
Oh, okay.
exactly how
cleaned
any
himself
way I
up.
want. So, the natural wear and tear
I
of
totally
the,
misunderstood the phrase.
the natural,
no, it's
natural
okay.
wear and tear and grumbliness of the morning, I can just look at that. Magic.
Imagine waking up and choosing to be extra like grumbly when waking up.
Vaughn
And
would
that's,
do
that's
that.
exactly
It's
why
more
I was
of
confused.
it's more of just I haven't done it yet.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I let go of the magic for a while.
The beans were calling to him.
Oh, not that.
I'll walk up to the group, kind of just shift my weight back and forth.
So asleep.
Difficultly. But I did sleep. We were discussing plans for the day, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
Well, what are you looking at all? What are you all looking at me for?
Personally,
Uh,
I think we should finish our debts. You know, bunny gang thing. Fuck 'em up.
Ah, those thieves.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind trying out my new sword on some bunnies.
Oh, oh.
But
Vaughn, who had come
I-
up behind them, sits down and he'll sit down next to Callista and he'll go, "So the cat does have claws."
I'm sorry, have you met me? Just because I don't want anyone to suffer and I feel like it's easier to solve things with kindness than it is with violence doesn't mean I'm not willing to stand up for what's right. And what those boys are doing is very, very wrong. And their leader
That's-
needs to be dealt with.
Not only that, it is a very fundamental violation of our rules here.
Not to mention, this land has enough dealing with the coven of people who use subpar timepieces. And honestly, I feel like if we can help with this little civil matter of this stupid bunny militia, then, you know, maybe Queen Titania and her forces can deal in the bigger picture stuff, and we can just take a little of the pressure off here. I think that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Can I ask an out of character question real quick, Shaney?
Of course.
At this point in time, would the fire still be lit?
It would be relit as
So
Tal-
like it had been like
well,
diminished.
it had been
and then relit.
diminished, correct, because Talavar used
Okay.
the fire to cook the beans.
Oh yeah, duh. Hello. Okay. Period. Okay. Vaughn will just kind of stretch out his hands towards the fire, kind of wiggling his blackened fingertips and just trying to warm up. He still looks very a mess from sleeping.
Was there still some beans for him? Or did Pelor
Yes.
take his dishes with him?
No.
Alright.
He left it.
Okay, I'm gonna pass a dish of beans and mushrooms to Vaughn and tell him, here, eat something. It'll help.
I'll do the same for Ethica, just to get them at the same time, give or take.
What are you offering me?
Vaughn will look down
Beans.
and
That's all we got on beans.
graciously take it.
What else do you want?
Thank
Not
you,
graciously, I'm gonna say gingerly. Vaughn
you,
gingerly
Victor.
takes the bowl of beans.
Perfect.
Calista will continue throwing the sword into the log in front of her, kind of punctuating her words as she says this.
Oof.
Now, before we move on to dealing with those bad bunnies, I think there's something else that we need to deal with. And she'll wait and see if anybody says anything. No? Nothing? Okay, are we going to talk about the tension between Vaughn and Etika?
Etika
I
shifts
feel
his
like it
weight and
looked like
slightly tilts his
Victor
head.
made an... Oh, sorry.
Etika shifts his weight to the other side and tilts his head that way. Not in confusion, but it would just...
Vaughn will roll his eyes and throw the bowl of beans in the fire.
Okay, Violent. Those were delicious beans made for you by a very handsome knight. Anyway,
And a beautifully made bowl at that we cannot use anymore.
look, I don't know who did what first or who insulted who, but can we kind of acknowledge that you've both kind of been crappy to each other? Can both of you kind of admit that? I require a yes or no.
I can.
Vaughn will kind of sigh, his nostrils kind of flaring a bit. Almost like he wants to speak, but almost like he's biting his tongue.
Calista will silently stare at him until he answers.
I don't know how to explain what I'm envisioning. Like, he like rolls his eyes but like flutters his eyelids at the same time. I don't know how to explain that like properly, but he'll do that and then he'll look at her. Do I really have to?
If you don't mean it,
Yes.
it's not worth it.
No, you wait your turn. She'll hold up a little paw to Etika to tell him to wait, and she'll turn back to Vaughn and say, Vaughn, all I'm asking here is a little communication. Can you acknowledge that the things you have done to Etika were not completely kind and thoughtful?
I'll accept not kind, but not thoughtful I take insult to.
Fine, whatever. Anyway, so you can both acknowledge that you've been bad to each other. Can you both understand, with that knowledge, why the other one might be upset with you? Recognizing your
completely
behavior and
honest
knowing
with
that you
you-
did something wrong.
To be completely honest with you, Your Majesty, no, I can't. I cannot fathom what would drive someone to insult an entire group of the fallen in battle, right in front of a cleric, someone who cares about them very deeply, straight to their face.
And
I
pray
can't.
tell, dear cleric, how did I insult this entire group of souls?
I refuse to answer.
No, Etika, no. Etika, we're actually getting somewhere. We have to be open and communicative with each other. You are upset that you feel he insulted your
Fine.
people, and he
Etika
doesn't
will walk
understand
up.
what he did wrong. Tell him.
Etika will walk up to Vaughn. Square face to face, arms by the side, very professional. Let us speak like adults now. What you did was unacceptable. What you've been doing is unacceptable. You hurt me. You hurt the memories and the history of the fallen. You don't care. That doesn't make me angry, Vaughn. And I'll point at his chest. That makes me scared. Do you know why?
Vaughn is going to rise to his feet, stare him dead in the eyes, and just gently place one hand on his chest in an attempt to tell him to step back.
I will smack it aside. Enough. We are speaking now. We are not doing actions. We are not pushing. We are not being fucking children, Vaughn. We are talking. Can you do that?
Lower your tone and I might.
I will not. You insulted my people. I will speak my mind. One.
And again,
Why?
I ask, pray
God's-
tell, dear cleric, how I have insulted your people.
I looked obviously disheveled. I was troubled. I am troubled. That was a very harrowing moment for me, Vaughn. You don't understand what that's like, do you? To lose an entire group of your people, to have people you care about to be stripped away from you for a fucking battle that should never have happened in the first place.
Let me ask you this, dear cleric. How would you react if you were
You
to
will
blame for
speak
their
to
death?
me by my name now. Try again.
Oh, so we are using names now. Before
My name is
you encouraged
Etika.
calling me foul. You have called me disgusting. And multiple of other names that I could list for you right now. But I will not, because like I said, we are talking. Although for
Incorrect.
you, I would rather say yelling.
I called your actions foul. I called
is
your
not correct.
discipline disgusting. I called you heartless because you are. Prove me wrong. And I'll back off. I want to see the good in you, Vaughn. I
No, you
really do. No. I really, really do. Do you know why it doesn't make me angry that you're doing these things to me, to them, to everyone, including yourself? I'm not angry with you, Vaughn. I'm scared.
And why is that?
Because when the time comes and we meet this hag, and she makes a deal with you, I'm not sure if you can be adult enough to brush it aside. I'm not sure if you can be trusted to put your life in front of them. And I'll point to the rest of the group. You are selfish. You are awful to your friends.
You sit there with your ridicules and mockery, and you dare to insinuate that I would harm each and every one of you.
You have.
And yet you still have not answered my question. What makes you think that I have insulted these people? What makes you think that I would align myself with a hag, let alone somebody I've never even met?
To
You
be fair,
have-
Etika,
you're
you
not
still
telling me
haven't
something.
told him what
Then
he
I
did
will.
to offend you on the battlefield. That might help.
You thought of it like a joke. You joked non-stop in front of the dead, in front of the grieving. And I'll point my
When?
thumb to my chest. On the battlefield, Vaughn!
But when?
Right
We were
there
for
in
quite
front
some
of
time.
me. You went around that young lady's house snooping while we were all comforting her.
We had an objective. I was there to make sure it got done. Our methods may be different, absolutely. But how does that make you better than me?
Because I have a soul? Because I care for that woman. Which you obviously don't.
Give me a reason I should.
I will turn directly to Callista.
Why
My
should I
point
care for a
stands.
stranger?
Then why are you here? Why are you with us?
Because it's fun.
So it's fun to you? This is fun to you?
We are on a journey, aren't we? An adventure of sorts?
There are thousands of other journeys you could be on right now. Why are you here with us? You could journey on your own, Vaughn.
If you haven't noticed already, I'm a bit of an outcast. I don't follow your typical norms.
I don't ask you to. I ask you to be human. Can you be that?
His eyes will kind of glow dangerously. I'm afraid not.
Explain.
I didn't have that choice.
That doesn't
And
make
he'll
you
he'll
less
walk
a-
away. He'll walk away from the conversation.
Please don't. Out of character, please don't.
Oh no, I need to. Out of character, I need to.
Out of character? 100%. I'm done with this. I'm done.
Okay. Let's have
Please
a
end
let's.
this conversation in a civil way.
All right. So let's just kind of level
Hang
set
on,
here.
no. I'll
Oh,
go back. I'll
okay,
go back.
okay.
No, I'll go back.
All right.
I'll continue. He'll walk away for a second. He'll just kind of scream into the open air. The loudest, most guttural scream you could probably hear miles and miles away. He'll turn back around, march right up to Etika, and slap him across the face.
Once again,
Don't you ever insult my values. You do not know what I have been through. You do not know me. You sit there and wonder why I haven't actually seriously harmed you yet, but yet you get upset about the silliest thing of trying to push you down a couple stairs.
Etika, like
And yet
when
I have
Victor
given you
slaps him.
answers.
Like when
Okay,
Victor slaps
out
him,
of
does not
character,
rise
we're going to
up.
go back and forth like this. I'm going to stop.
I will say I'm just gonna
Can you
step in
hear me
here.
out?
So I'm gonna say so Etika has been talking over him a few times. So let's rule of thumb, let somebody finish their sentence. Do not cut them off because Etika has done that multiple times. So let
I'm
him.
genuinely trying to
I
wait
know.
for a pause.
It's going back and forth, but Etika has been dominating the conversation. So let him say his piece and wait for a pause. And if we need to kind of like maybe put a period in chat when your character is done, we can use that as a tool. And if people are reaching their limit, we can also put a pause on the conversation as well. So
Hang on. I'm gonna mute real quick because I'm gonna end my stream because I'm getting very heated. Give me 1 moment.
okay.
Okay. Sorry about that. Thank you. That's not
Yeah.
what I want to put out.
No, not all good.
you're
Okay,
good.
I'm gonna step in here as a DM real quick. I apologize. I thought this was everyone playing their character. I did not realize the stress was bleeding over to out of character. So I want everyone just to kind of take a couple deep breaths here. We're gonna level set the scene, okay? Because I know at the end of the day, you guys all want to be at the table to play with each other. Now, let's just get the facts here because like we're skipping over the conflict was more focused on the battlefield, and I think that was the straw that broke the camel's back. Is that a fair statement?
It is
I
not
would
just
say
genetic,
I would
because
say that is for Etika. Maybe that was the final
It is
straw. It was not for Vaughn. I said this at the end of last session. After Vaughn is strictly like he's playing off with the emotions and vibes that he's getting from Etika, and he's making, I don't want to say making fun of, but like he's playing off of that, I would say is the best term I can use there. He's feeding off of that energy and attempting to give it back to him in hopes that he'll realize that it's being annoying.
So essentially what you're trying to do is hold up a mirror and meet energy with energy.
Yes, that is what Vaughn is doing.
Okay. So does that help with Etika.
in a sense.
So it's like if you yell, I'm
It
going to
didn't
yell
seem
back.
to after the end of last
No,
session. He
that's why we're
um,
talking about it now. I'm kind of stepping in as DM here to play mediator. So it's not that his character is feeling that way. It's that he is literally reflecting the energy that Etika is giving. So if that is a true statement, I would say, hey, Etika, make an insight check for me real quick to see if he picks up on that.
I will pick up on that if I may.
Okay, yeah. So maybe at some
Because,
point,
again,
yeah.
out of character, I want this done. I've had enough. I want this to resolve.
I hear you, and that's what I'm working towards, okay? So basically what I would say is like kind of maybe as this argument is going down, you know, the events of yesterday with the mimicking of the armor, also you realize a lot of the emotions that you're getting, that Etika is getting from Vom is mimicry. Not to make fun, but in a reflection. And maybe with the slap and the frustration, it makes you click. So maybe in this instance, if Etika were to be calm, would Vaughn also be calm?
I hate to say it, but that's why he didn't raise up. I was getting to that.
Okay. I'm just, again, as a DM, trying to level set us as I did not clue in earlier that this was an out of character feelings. I thought you guys were kind of playing into the drama. So I apologize for that.
That is on me. I did not realize I was truly done with this and wanted to see it play until it became not fun, which it has.
Okay.
That is on me. That is a situation. That is a feeling that I got today.
Okay.
We're good. That's not your fault. That's not Vaughn's fault. That's my fault.
Okay. Do we still want a slap to happen? Do we just want...
Yes.
Okay.
Very much.
Okay.
Who's slapped?
Yours.
Vaughn's?
Against me.
Okay.
All right. So is everyone...
And I want none of that to be redacted because I got this.
Okay. All right. So then let's get back into scene. Is everyone okay and feel safe to get back into scene, or...
Yes.
Vaughn?
Yes.
Okay. Let's
I'm gonna
try...
say a very hesitant yes, but yes.
Okay. Let's...
I'm willing to try.
Okay. Know that everyone out of character is coming with good intentions here, and this is a moment that is a turning corner of this conversation for it to come to calmer waters. And go.
As Etika just stands there looking to the side, not bringing himself back up from the slap, and hears you say, "You don't know what I've been through." You see him suddenly, slowly bring in kind of a fast slowness, so to speak. Come up, meet your gaze, stand under you, and says, "Then talk to me. Please, help me understand."
Hold on, I'm so sorry. I'm finding it. Hang on.
Not why you've done those things to me. Not why we've been butting heads. But what really deep down hurt you, Vaughn? What happened? We'll start there.
I am so sorry. I thought I was ready. Hang on.
No, you're fine. And everyone just sit in the silence and wait until he answers so he can find... they can find their voice.
Vaughn is just going to crumple down to his knees and start sobbing. Like awful, horrible, like sobbing. And in the process, as his tears fall to the ground, I'm going to say the ground kind of burns a little bit, almost as if his tears were super hot. And he doesn't say anything. Nothing right now.
For a good 10 seconds, Etika will just stand and watch over you. before he walks up very gingerly, as if asking with each step in front of you. Gets onto one knee and puts a hand on your shoulder.
Does Vaughn flinch at the touch? Does he welcomes it?
I'm gonna say yes. I'm gonna say he flinches.
Okay.
And he's going to turn to look into Etika's face. And he's going to say, "When you look at me, what do you see?"
I see a broken boy, whose story I cannot hope to know. I see someone who doesn't know how to control those emotions, how to cope with that path just yet.
You don't see any of this. He's gonna throw his hands up, kind of emphasizing that like the tips of his fingers are black and very unnatural. And he'll do the same to his eyes, which have been glowing crazily during this entire conversation.
I'm going to send you a DM real quick to ask you if this is okay for me to know. Respond
He
to the
doesn't.
answers.
He doesn't know himself.
Okay.
Like
Got it.
he. So I'll. Are you okay with me saying it out loud for the group?
Go ahead. Though I will mention, I'm not asking if you know. I'm asking if you're okay if I tell you.
That's fair. That's so valid. That's so valid. Oh.
Consent is sexy. Thank you.
And
Huh?
we are in front of the rest of the group, so they would hear too.
Yeah. I'm gonna say. Originally, I was gonna say yes, but I think I'm gonna change my mind to no.
Is it okay if I know?
Oh, absolutely. Psh, you kidding me? That's been Vaughn's thing this whole time. He thinks that Etika has some sort of like grudge or like unknown like vendetta against him.
Okay.
So the fact that he knows is absolutely fine.
I got this, son. I know what you are. Vaughn. I know your true name was lost a long time ago. I know it was taken from you. I know what you are. But I can see past that. I don't hate you. I don't have a loathing for you, nor what you are, inside and out. I'm scared. I'm afraid.
He'll once again look up into Etika's face. Why? What do you have to be afraid of?
Because I know what it's like to lose someone you care about. I know what it's like to not have a childhood.
Vaughn's gonna take a very, very deep breath, kind of quickly wipe his face and stand.
Stop.
And he's gonna. Oh, hang on. No, hang on. He's going to look Etika right in the face. I have had my childhood. Unfortunately, it was taken from me. And that is when he's going to kind of begin turning away from him.
Vaughn. Let those tears out. It's alright. That's not an easy thing to have happen to you.
I'm also going to put something in the chat real quick, just as a reminder for everybody.
That's what I'm going off of, yes.
Okay, period.
I'm very familiar with Heart of Darkness.
Okay, slay.
What is that?
Haunted one. Vaughn, I know there's nothing I could possibly say to ease that pain. But I am very happy that we could at least share a moment of weakness. I'm sorry it had to get to here. I'm sorry we butted heads. I'm sorry whatever I did to make you feel like you weren't welcome. I take it all back. But I am still afraid. I'm afraid of who we could lose. I'm afraid of what else they could take. If there's someone inside there, please tell me that they're there. That they're still human.
Was that reference to Vaughn?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. It sounded like he was talking to something, like not Vaughn.
I said it like a prayer. That was deliberate, yes. But
Okay.
it was to you.
Gotcha. How can I agree to something I don't know is real?
How can I prove it to you?
I don't think you can.
coyly. I don't speak coyly. There are no falsehoods. Tell me, how can I make this up to you? How can I let you know that it's safe to tell me the truth? The whole truth. How do I know it's safe? And how can I let you know it's safe? Just share love again.
He'll look down at the ground kind of pensively. And then he'll look almost like he'll look into Etika's face. Almost like looking like into him, like his soul. Give me your word.
I will immediately drop to my knee and rip the amulet from my chest.
Wait, what does this
Beads
amulet do? Somebody let me in, please.
I don't
got
even
you.
know.
I got it. I got it.
Okay.
Patience. I will rip the amulet from my chest. Beads flying from it, but the string still attached. A chain link. It is a holy symbol. A black gemstone. Lined by silvers. And I'll hold it so you can easily see it. I swear on my life as emissary to Zabona, Archfey of Prismia, and as my own duties as a cleric in her name. I care for you. I do. And I will see you get through whatever hardships you may ever endure. Such is my duty. I am willing to use a channel divinity for this, so that she can hear it too.
All right. Go right ahead.
Oh,
This is the
Sibilna?
one. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Roll that
noticed
dice.
it.
oh, drama. I love it.
Yep, we just heard that for the first time.
I love it.
That's
Okay.
lore drop. That that's yep.
Yep,
Yep.
that was a
Yep.
lore
Yep.
drop.
Yep.
Period. Okay. He'll close his eyes, and he'll just kind of nod, and he'll say, "So be it."
I will say, I've drawn 2 tarot cards tonight
Uh-huh.
in the course of things in character, and they both perfectly apply to the situation.
Ooh. All right. So channel divinity, you have turn undead and
It's just me channeling the power of the divine.
oh, okay.
The idea is to have her hear it as well. Hear my vow.
Got it. Okay. Just for shits and giggles, can you roll me a d100, please?
Oh, screaming.
57.
God damn.
Okay. The air at the end of Etika's, what would you say, divine prayer almost, seems to whine and then pop.
Mm.
I will repeat my oath in 3 other languages, although slightly shorthand. I will repeat it in Elvish, Gnomish, and High Sylvan.
At the end
Hang
of
on, I'm
each
looking
oath,
at my
it
languages
pops.
real quick. Oh my god, Vaughn understood each and every one of those screaming. Anyway.
I was gonna say, do
Um,
any of us know those?
Do you, by chance, are you referring to the Eldritch? No, you're a bard. Fuck. Never mind. You just know those languages.
Yeah, I got a couple of them through Bard, and then a couple more, I believe, through the Hexblood
What languages do you
race.
know?
Okay.
So he knows Common, Dwarvish, Sylvan, and Undercommon.
God damn.
Elvish. Do you know Elvish?
Oh, so I don't understand that one. Just kidding.
It would be the
But
shortest.
the rest.
However, Sylvan would by far be the most thought out.
And very much the most flowery and probably like the longest because that's just how they be.
They have to.
High, they're high elven ancestors.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Oh, I did a thing. I'll listen to that.
All right.
Mm.
Walk away.
Heal. Etika will remain enemy.
Vaughn, you just experienced a positive oath in your general direction, and somebody who is seemingly giving you their loyalty as well as protection. How does Vaughn respond?
I don't think Vaughn quite understands. Like, I'm gonna say he understands like what Etika has done, but I don't think he like. How am I trying to phrase this?
It may not mean as much to me as it does to Vaughn.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean anything, but it means a fuck lot to Etika. I
Vaughn
can no
is
longer break that vow.
Vaughn is going to be slightly reassured, but like I think as part of his character, he's just in the back of his mind, he still thinks of like Etika as like almost like a threat, but now just something to be even more aware of. So maybe his reactions like just to be a little bit more eye-opening or like perceptive, I guess. I don't know how.
Can I?
So many thoughts running through my mind, through his mind. Like
Can I infer this? Just by looking at you?
I'm gonna say no.
Etika will
He can't
slowly
tell lies,
lower
but
the
he's
amulet.
very sneaky.
Etika will slowly lower the amulet to his chest. Is that not enough?
He's going to kind of nod again. For now.
I can grovel if you wish.
I want Victor to
I'm not
intervene.
that selfish. And then he'll kind of give him like this wicked grin.
Etika will stand and turn to Victor.
Brain cells. Victor would be more of maybe if the words of the blessed might not persuade you, but about the words of those who have been wronged and taken, had things stolen from. And Victor would start to unshackle and unbutton his shirt and sleeves. And take off his mask.
Oh.
Etika
To-
turns away. knows what's there.
Expose these swirling. I'm gonna actually send this into the Discord. 'Cause I actually drew it.
Ooh.
Shit, where did I put it? In here. It will be just a huge amount of swirls. I didn't finish coloring it, but I do like it. Around his body. And to not actually like fully cast, but like do if he was charging up a spell. And you can see the scars swirl almost after flowing off the skin.
Damn.
Oh,
The fact that I heard you typing before it went through.
same.
A tick, 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 tick.
Though I've had things taken, I let this mask at least be able to show what I can't. And he just points to his mask, which is a huge Cheshire cat smile. It just like looks so endearing to Vaughn.
What a cute kid.
That's my son.
Did Vaughn have any reaction you wanted to do? Because if not, Calista wants to do something.
He's going to kind of step back, almost as if frightened by Victor.
Etika's looking away.
Lore reasons. So you also see some type of like embellishment on his left shoulder blade, I guess you can say, as if it was a dragon.
So like a tattoo?
Yeah.
All right, Callista, you
Uh,
wanted to step in there? Oh, sorry.
No,
I
you're
kinda
good.
wanted to just make sure all of everything they wanted to say was resolved, because I'm going to do something to kind of sum everything up.
Vaughn's just gonna kind of nod, but like, not like he actually understands, but more that he's actually seeing what's in front of him.
Damn.
That'll be all. That's it for me. I'm sorry.
And as we travel
Well.
together.
Not again.
Sorry.
What did he say? I'm sorry.
Do
No,
you mind
you're
if I
good.
get this real quick?
Yeah.
Paso. If that is not enough, then allow my actions in the future, as we travel together, prove my worth to you.
Vaughn again was just gonna nod.
Go ahead, Pesto.
Callista's gonna stand up on the log she's been sitting and hiding behind variously over the last few minutes, so that she can be up near the level of everybody else. And she's going to pull out her sword. Well, she's been fucking around with it anyway, but she's gonna kind of hold it up to the light for a minute and pull it back down and inspect it and address them as she looks at it and say, "You know, I think Sir Tollivar had one thing right. That sometimes you do need to have a little bit of proper procedure. And I feel like maybe in starting on this adventure, we might have missed a crucial step. And that was kind of the step where we all agreed to be here and to protect each other. And I feel like watching the exchanges we've had today kind of makes it a little more obvious to me that we don't necessarily all trust each other or necessarily know each other that well. And while that is something that grows over time, I thought of maybe something we could do to help us have a little more trust in each other. Earlier, well, last night, in your very cute attempts to try to wing bunny me, Victor did bring up something about people being knighted. And I suppose as long as this ruse is going on with me being the Witchlight Monarch and you being my court, I thought perhaps we could take an oath and agree to take care of and protect each other as long as we're on this journey together. And maybe if you all agreed to that, I could knight you all in the Monarch court and make this a little more official.
Yes.
Anything for you, my liege? Any, like, bows?
I will whisper in Victor's ears, lieges for men.
Not that. Not
So
that.
perfect. She will look over at Halder and Vaughn to try and get their temperature on this.
Halder is currently on the ground trying to pick up beads from the fallen necklace that was broke.
Halder, what are you doing?
They can have them.
I made a whole
They can
speech,
have them.
Halder.
I will make a new one. I will make a new one.
I need your back, man. What do you think? You want to be a knight?
Alder holds out the beads that he's collected so far to Etika, and then just kind of hops behind everybody and just.
I'm so sorry. I have to do something real quick just to poke. Vaughn's gonna look at Etika, and then back at Halder, and then back at Etika, and he's going to say, "And you claim I have no heart?"
He's
I take back everything I said, Vaughn.
Just throws it back. at
Alder
Halder.
just stares at you.
for the record, Vaughn. I remember what happened in our tarot reading the day we met. Maybe you should think about that some more too. But how would you feel about taking a vow of honor to protect each other, at least while we're adventuring together, and to kind of promise to keep each other safe? Would you be okay with that, Vaughn?
He's going to kind of, how am I trying to phrase this? I guess he's gonna kind of like draw himself up, like kind of roll his shoulders back, kind of like very regally, like nobly, and just nod at her.
Honestly, that's more than I usually get from you, so I'll take it. Etika, I know things like this are not something you take lightly, so I'll defer to you on whether this is appropriate, but it feels like the right move. What do you think?
For the time being, perhaps not knighthood, but I will swear my loyalty to you, my lady.
Fine, I don't have to call you a knight. What do you want to be?
Emissary.
Fair enough. I know you have your own loyalties.
I'm sorry. If it were available and open to me, I would.
All right, well, circle up. Try to look like you want to be here. Vaughn, fix your collar.
Taking her royal leadership a little to heart. It's kind of nice.
Vaughn's
May
eyes
I?
are gonna kind of like go wide and like look at her like, "How dare you insinuate that I'm a mess?"
Vaughn, with all due respect, may I?
He's gonna hold up one finger. Don't push your luck.
And it kind of just the look of fine on his face, and he'll kind of just brush his own collar in trying to get you to fix it.
Alder kind of.
Sorry, I'm envisioning something in my head. Vaughn's gonna like quickly turn around, adjust himself, and then turn around again and like hold himself the way that like, Captain Jack Sparrow does in that one scene where he's addressing the cannibals. Very like
Very
regal
nice,
and like.
very nice.
Oh, and there's toilet paper on your boot, Vaughn.
Oh, not that. Help. Okay.
An important question. What's the command you guys are doing to get your like words highlighted as like
Slash me.
Slash me.
slash me? Okay.
Slash
I
me,
kept thinking
ooh.
of slash me slash do for some reason.
I'm gonna use that for my next DBD stream title.
Isn't it
Slash me, ooh.
/em? I've
M-E.
been doing /em.
They both do it.
Oh?
Oh.
I didn't know
Me
that.
and EM. Yeah. It's like emote.
That would make sense.
Okay, so Callista will have them circle up around her log, and she will stand with the sword in front of her very regally. It seems that the fates have decided to bring us together. I'm not good at public speaking. Don't judge me. Okay, starting over. It seems that the fates have decided to bring us together to wait. You gotta remind me the lady's name that's supposed to be in
Isabella.
charge of this land.
Bavlorna.
Oh, but
That's the
Wait.
bad
Oh,
one,
sorry,
isn't it?
sorry. Said this like I
Yeah,
apologize.
she's talking about
Zibilna.
Zavolna?
Zibilna.
Hang on, I'll type it
Zibilna,
in
okay.
chat.
Thank you. The
Thanks,
fates have
Mom.
decided to bring us together to help restore this place to the glory that Sibilna once had it, to help free these people that are being plagued by roaming bands of bunnies. And the time has come to take up arms and do what is right for this faraway land that we've come to. Together, we form the Monarch Court, and today we vow our loyalty to each other, to protect and to uphold each other to the standards that we would like to reach. Obviously, none of us is perfect, but I think our goals are all aligned. So if you feel comfortable, feel free to repeat after me. I, your name here.
I, your name here.
That's not what I meant, sir.
Vaughn.
Good
You beat me
joke.
to it.
Etika smiles and shakes his head. I have a name long forgotten.
Good enough. Do solemnly vow
Do solemnly vow.
Do solemnly vow.
Do solemnly vow
to protect and fight for my companions.
Fight and
protect.
protect. Wait.
To protect and fight for my companions.
To protect and fight for my companions.
To protect and fight my companions.
Does this include
No,
the squirrel?
Vaughn. Say it right.
Fine. He'll kind of grin a little bit, like cheekily. To protect and fight for my companions.
And to help advance good wherever we go. I hope that part's okay. I think it's a good call.
And to help advance good.
Say it
wherever
again
we
for
go.
me.
And to help advance good wherever we go.
Hold on, say it one more time. I'm so sorry.
To help advance good wherever we go.
To help advance good wherever we may go.
Yes.
To help advance good wherever we may go.
Help advance good wherever we go.
And then she will turn to each of them, starting with, let's say, Victor. And she will ask them to kneel. Please kneel, Victor.
He kneels. About
And she will gently place her tiny sword on each of his shoulders as she says, I dub thee Sir Victor of the Monarch Court. Wait, is that what we're calling it?
The Witchlight Court.
The Witchlight Court.
Court.
There we go. Of the Witchlight Court. You may rise, Sir Victor. And then she'll move to Halder. Please kneel.
Halder kneels.
And she'll tap his shoulders. And I dub thee Sir Halder of the Endless Funnel Cake of the Witchlight Court. You may rise. And to Vaughn, would you please kneel?
He'll do like a flamboyant, like, curtsy bow before doing so.
Style points. Style points. Hang on, I gotta find your last name. I dub thee Vaughn Hemlock of the Witchlight Court. And she touches your shoulders with her sword. You may rise, Sir Vaughn. And for you, she turns to Etika.
Etika
My
will remain
faith-
standing, but we'll hear you out.
She will not make him kneel, but she will reach her little paw up to take his hand. My faithful emissary, I trust you to guide me and give me good counsel and to protect our charges. As you are basically the dad of this group, good luck! And she'll drop his hand.
Before you go to drop it,
Mhm.
Etika will clasp it in both hands and pray into it.
Oh.
Kisses onto hands.
By the light of Our Lady, throughout all of Prismia and the Feywilds, until we find the Lady Forgotten, until my debt is repaid, and until my duty is done, you have my true loyalty. And he'll kiss his hands.
Aw. I mean, I think Calista would audibly go, aw, that's so cute. And she'll say, thank you, Etika, and thank you for trying to work things out with Vaughn. I know that we all have a long road to getting to know each other, but hopefully now we can trust each other a little more. And she'll reach out to try and hold hands with both Etika and Victor, hoping that it might make it around the group. We'll see.
Hell yeah.
Etika will turn to
Firmly
Vaughn.
grasped.
I'm sorry that my own pain got in the way of searching for yours. I'm sorry. He'll raise his arms out, offering a hug if he'll take it.
He'll reach up with one hand and shake one of his arms.
Oh,
Like, shake his hand. Like, not quite hug, but handshake.
Calista will shout, that's progress!
I'll take it for now, and I'll shake your hand with both of mine.
All right,
And-
Court, it looks like we have some work to do.
I was going to say, and with that, if you haven't seen what I wrote in chat, I said after each oath is made and affirmed, a smattering of flowers seem to grow in a circle around the group, and clouds clear as what good sunlight can be shown in this land shines bright. And I think
Aw.
with that, as the Witchlight Court is solidified, we will end our session here.
All's well that ends well.
Before we get into stars and wishes, I just want to take a moment and say thank you, Vaughn and Etika, for diving into those feels with your characters. I know conflict is stressful for all. We were all feeling it in and out of character, and I just want to applaud you for being able to come to a resolution, and also, you know, taking a moment to also step out of your characters and say, hey, out of character, I need this to end, and saying what you need. I appreciate that. Just know in the future, if storylines are going certain ways, we can course correct, we can retcon. I don't want you guys ever to feel like you can't do that. If you feel like you're fumbling your words, you can ask for help. So just know that that is out there. So again, thank you for getting into that. And honestly, I think it really worked well this session. It brought your group closer together. That's just kind of my 2 cents.
It definitely needed to happen. So I'm, as like begrudgingly as I am to say it, like I'm glad it happened.
Mm-hmm.
Do I like the way it happened? Not necessarily, but
I
Yeah.
think that the fact that you both got so heated about it just shows how much you care about the characters and like empathize with their feelings. And it's really easy to get caught up in that, but I'm so proud of you both for understanding that that was getting entangled and stepping out of it and being able to turn into a really good moment for our party.
What Pastel said. Now, stars and wishes. Who would like to go first?
I had a star, and I told myself I was going to write it down earlier when it happened, and I didn't, and I'm very sad. But all I know is that it involved Callista.
The tarot reading?
Yes! Thank
Knew
you.
it.
Oh my god.
Okay, can I tell you guys what the 2 cards were that she pulled tonight?
Yeah.
Yes.
I know of the star.
So the star was the last one, and that was
During Vaughn.
tells you to not
their
lose
thing.
hope for something seemingly unattainable, and it was right when they were starting to reconcile. It says that it's much closer than you think, but wishing alone is insufficient. You must act on your thoughts as well. So that
Ooh.
was really interesting. That it was like, okay, this is possible. We just have to make it happen. And then the other one she picked up
The Emperor.
was the Emperor, and that was when she was noticing all the tension and she was thinking about it and what she needed to do about it. And it says, the Emperor advises you to take control of a chaotic situation through firmness and resolve, but you must avoid being too harsh and incurring the resentment of those around you. So that's
Okay.
why I had her take the lead at the campfire to be like, okay, I have to make you talk about this, but she was trying to be like really nice about it too, because she was just going off the Emperor, and it paid off, and now she gets to like celebrate the star, and it was just so good. And, oh, did you mean the tarot reading with what's his face? Yeah, that was a really
With
good pull
Talavar.
too.
Keep
Yeah.
forgetting
Yeah.
his name.
Yeah, I'm so bad with names. I can't remember names in City either. I think I'm just brain dead. I'm so bad with names today. But yeah, Talavar, his reading was really good actually. I got
I
a
just
very
like the way
like
that like
focused card
you and
for
Shaney
him.
played that off. It was very, very good.
What did you think as Talavar about the reading?
It's funny because like me as the DM who holds a lot of information, I think I naturally want to throw a lot of boons to my players, but hopefully you guys picked up on a little bit more of a complicated character that Talavar is. One of his things is he's always like talking about his adventures. So you like as generalized as tarot readings can go, something as big as the world when you have a character who literally, regardless of race, creed, or whatever, your whole drive is to protect. When you get a card like the world, lots of big feelings can happen all at once. So like, and he is an older knight within the realm, so he does have quite a few adventures under his belt. So I think it was very interesting. I like tarot cards because I think they create an interesting dynamic that can happen. And I mean, I feel like we talk about it every game, but I just like yes anding with Pastel, and I feel like that was a really good scene to yes and throw myself some curveballs.
Yeah, I felt bad. I was like, stop talking, but also this is going so well, I don't want to stop talking. I want to give somebody else a chance to talk, but this is going great. Let's go. We got him to give up info. Like,
You did.
we got a connection to Queen Titania.
Mm-hmm.
And the Hourglass Coven.
Mm-hmm.
We made a name for ourselves.
Did you guys
You
really not
did
know I
twice.
worship Zabilna?
You haven't said it.
No,
you've
you
never
haven't
told
You
us
said
the
it.
you
name.
out of character have like hinted, like you've been like burp, like out of character you've hinted things, but in character you've kept that pretty darn close to your chest. Reactions and all.
In and out of character, I had no idea that was your lady.
Yep.
Yeah, no
Oh
same.
wait, no, I remember now. We agreed on it. That was
You knew.
forever
I
ago,
know
so my
you
brain
knew.
just forgot about
Because
it. I
you
know.
worship.
I would hope
we
that
are the
Frosty
same.
would know.
I know. She's my warlock
Yes.
thing,
Mhm.
thingy.
You are the warlock.
So-
I am assigned to you to keep you safe. Yes.
Behind the screen, that was something that he came to me and he was like, "Hey, can I do this? can I
No,
have
that's
been?
great.
Yeah, and so that was one of the secrets we've been keeping behind the screen. So I think there was
That's so amazing.
it created a really cool moment
Oh my
for that
God.
to drop. So
Especially because they're in such a tense scene too.
I also want to point something out real quick.
yeah.
I'm sorry, this is totally off topic from what we were talking about, but also kind of not. During Vaughn's tarot reading, Callista also pulled the star during that as well.
Interesting.
I did notice that.
Oh.
I didn't know that. I had to go back and look at my notes to see which one she pulled. And I was like, oh!
How many
That makes what she said even more like apt with the star that she pulled tonight.
cards are in a tarot deck out of curiosity?
22.
Okay.
Two.
Interesting.
Oh, so you could
That's
almost
the
do a
Okay,
major
22
arcana.
major arcana. About
Minor is like
7
58, I think.
78, I think, total.
Yeah, 78
70-ish.
usually in a deck.
Yeah.
There we go. I was like, I feel like the decks are a little bit bigger. Okay, cool.
There are 13 in each minor arcana. Yeah.
Gotcha. Vaughn,
Yeah,
okay, so you
56
said
minor.
Star was the tarot stuff. Do you have a wish?
I want more Gordon. I need more
You,
content.
you need more Gordon. All
I
right.
need more.
All right. It's coming. It's coming. Don't you worry. That's why I
I'm
had you
scared of
do
Gordon.
the.
I was really sad about the nature check.
I
wanted
know.
something.
Sometimes we gotta lean on that a little bit.
Yeah.
All right, Halder. What about you, sir?
I don't know. There was a couple different things that I really liked. Oh no, I thought the picking up the beads was kind of funny.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Etika did specifically tell you you can keep them.
We're having this big conversation. You just look over and Halder looks like the kid with the hand in the cookie jar, just like, oh,
Oh,
almost
1000%.
Literally,
handful of
yeah.
beads.
Thank you, Roll20, for
I
those
can
funny
picture
moments.
Etika did note that you tried to give them back. He said, nah, you can keep them. They're yours. They're just silver. Well, faux silver. But they're mostly
Nice.
silver.
They burn his hands. No, I'm
Oh.
kidding.
What's your
He's hellborn?
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Imagine.
Any wishes on Halder's part then?
Me not to be so brain dead.
It's okay.
It's okay.
It is okay. And if
takes
you ever
time.
want to tap out a scene, like you just say something, but I wanted to I personally did it on purpose where we have these one-on-one scenes so you're not in a party to give you some attention. So, and I think it also feeds into your story. But that's also why I faded us to black, and I know that's why I also try to use rolls to try and be like, hey, and if you ever just want to roll to see, like my wife also deals with decision paralysis. So like what she does is she'll roll a d6 and she'll say like, okay, on a 1 to 3, my character's this, and then does this. You can also ask me for, hey, if I were to roll a d6, what would happen? And we can play it that way. You don't have to like, improv can go both ways. Just saying that there's tools,
Okay.
And it can be very scary.
it can.
Like it is
Lady
totally
and I do that
okay.
too. Okay.
Well, you think I made Callista have a panic attack at the beginning of her scene with Talbert, so I was like, I have no idea what to talk about.
Etika, what about you?
The star is by far 100% hands down the moment that Vaughn broke, started crying, and said, you don't know what I've been through.
Oh.
Because you're right. But that was the exact moment Etika went, fuck. I'm about to become a father figure for someone else too, huh? Let me help you, please. I'm begging. I want to see you strive and become a star. I just
Not
want
that.
to help.
Not the star. Not again.
The star is just everywhere.
Oh no.
It's like creature.
And that's true. That's 100% true. Etika
Criatura.
wants to see... Etika knows what you are. Since pretty early on. He
So
knows
wait,
exactly
Etika
what-
knows what Vaughn is, but Vaughn doesn't know what Vaughn is?
Correct. That's actually what Al had
That's
asked me privately
sickening.
earlier.
I love that.
That is what I asked.
That's
My
sickening.
exact question was,
And I
is it
think-
okay?
Sorry, go ahead,
Exact-
finish.
My exact question was, is it okay if I say what you are? The answer was no. So I alluded
Yeah,
to it
I want
instead.
that to be more of a
Nice.
big reveal, like later in the campaign.
But that also
But
hit
yeah.
home really hard with me too, because Etika knows, and now Etika knows that's why you're hurt.
And I
you're afraid,
think-
you're maybe
Ugh, how am I
not
trying to
afraid, but disdain Etika. Because yes,
Ye-
we are at an ideological and very fundamental impasse with that. We'll get to it.
I really.
But
I
Etika
need,
doesn't
like, a-
hate you.
Mhm.
He
And I
pities
think
you.
that's kind of where like my challenges started, like, because from the beginning we knew that that was gonna be an issue at some point or another, and I think I unintentionally like metagamed myself into like the whole like breaking point in their like relationship, because I knew that Etika would like know what he is and like have that like I keep calling it a vendetta, but like I guess it's more not
The opposite
discrimination.
protective.
No,
Or sorry,
a
if you're
word.
referring to me.
I'm trying to think of the word I'm trying to like this.
Some
I
sort
hate
of,
my
like,
brain. I'm
Persecution?
trying to
Like
I'm
a
trying to think of the word I'm
stereotype?
thinking of.
Persecution.
Yes.
Or stereotype. Yeah, that works too.
Like, yeah,
Just thinking wrong.
y'all
of-
know what I
Like,
mean. Y'all know
like
what I
he
mean.
would like prejudge him.
Yes, prejudice.
Yeah.
Thank
Prejudice,
you.
that's it.
That's what I was
Wow.
trying to think of. God,
You thought
English
he'd
is
be
hard.
prejudiced against him automatically.
So your
Yeah.
reactions
He's
at any
always a
interaction you were
voice.
having was
Yeah.
a prejudice reaction when he had never acted with prejudice against your character.
He did.
Because you expected
He definitely
it
did. There were a couple
too.
times he
Mm.
called Von foul.
Oh,
That
true.
was out of
Mm.
character, I will point out.
I don't think it was.
There are times,
but-
that specific time was out of character. There have been times where I have deliberately been, because you were that, but, and yes, so you're good on that, you're fine. But I have not called you a name because of it. And I hope I've been very
I definitely
deliberate on
think that there was. I definitely think there was at
Out
least a
of
couple of
character.
times.
that. 100, I guarantee.
okay.
Yeah, I think that's
And
where
if
a
I
lot of
fucked
stuff-
up,
Let's sweep that under the
Yeah.
rug. Whoop,
Well,
whoop,
Yeah,
whoop.
we're going on a
And
tangent
if I-
with this.
and
That's
if I
so-
fucked up-
it doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah,
if I
and
fucked
and
up,
I
that
think
was
that's
not
where like
intentional.
my issue started, was like knowing that that information existed. I think kind of metagamed
Mm.
myself into it a bit.
Gotcha. Okay. Etika, a wish.
My wish is to see that keep going. I don't want that to become one-dimensional because that's why I had it stop. I felt it dragging on. I want that interaction between us to keep going and grow into a bond.
More Von X Etika, got it.
Yes.
Not like that.
no.
Sorry.
You do
That
not
is-
say
I am
X in
twice your
between
fucking
that.
age.
Hold
That's my note. That's my
I
note in
am-
the notes this week. Sorry.
I am twice your fucking age. We are putting a
But
pin
that's
in that and then
funny.
ripping that off the wall. We are taking the wall and
Listen,
throwing
it's
it
just
aside.
a note. Okay, I got it.
Okay.
But
Okay, but it
So
just
Vaughn
sounds
is
funny, so
not
you have to keep
interested.
it.
the point being, I want to see that keep going. And hopefully soon.
Oh, don't worry. Vaughn won't forget.
But
Alright.
you are son now. Sorry.
All right.
All things
And
up.
Victor, Stars and Wish.
It's a really hard one because I really liked the tarot moments with Callista and Mr. Dragon Short King. But I had been planning that moment of the reveal for like a portion of my brain cell just to be like, oh, it'll be one day where I'm like, oh, let's have some confidence. But to the moment where I felt like, hey, we might need to at least drop some lore to maybe balance out the playing field.
Mm-hmm.
Just felt so right in the moment. Just because I really have enjoyed making Victor into a ball of trauma and fun.
Hell yeah.
I might have to just go with the scar part.
Okay. It's beautiful, and that art is beautiful.
Yes.
Mhm.
So talented. And a wish.
A wish. This is more of a. I need. I want to have more moments with like Halder. I just need to think of some stuff.
No,
That's a more of a
agreed.
me thing.
And you guys
I
should
was
brainstorm.
really hoping that Holder would pick up on Callista's like hints early on in the campfire. I was really hoping it would be him.
Wanted to,
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
brain dead and could not think of anything like
Yeah, I know.
couldn't think.
Understandable.
I will say this: people know at this point that Halder likes shiny things, so maybe some shiny shenanigans could help with
Ugh,
some
Minor
facilitation.
illusions.
I'm just saying. All right,
Should minor
Great
illusion to
fire.
coin next to him.
Callista, stars and wish.
My star would be the fact that I thought to myself she should give him a favor because he's a knight before I gave him the knife
Mm-hmm.
because she had her little letter opener thing, and then he called it Callista's favor, even though I'd only said that in my head. I was just like, ah. It was perfect. It was such a good like synergy moment with like what I was imagining in my head. You just like divined it from me. It was perfect.
I swear, it's
Um,
so creepy sometimes. We're on the same wavelength.
Dude,
That-
we are. We get so on the same wavelength.
When you have expressed that you wanted to flirt with him, I wrote in my notes, goal of Talavar is to get a favor from Callista.
I love you. You're amazing. This is why you're a great RP partner. For real. Oh damn. So that was my star, just that little tidbit. And my wish is I would like a glossary of all the names in this campaign. Just like I need to make a little document that I can put on the right side of my screen that's just like name who they are, because that will help me so much.
I
'cause,
got
like,
you.
That's so
I get
valid.
so
I got
bad
you.
with
I will make a
names, and
handout.
Yeah.
I will
I
make
will
a
say
know
we
that it
only
starts
have
with a
so many
Z, but I'm
handouts
like,
right
who is
now.
that?
No. So the handout is gonna go in the party thing. It'll be under party notes, and I'll put it'll be called known NPCs, and it'll just be their name hyphen where you met them or like some
That would
basic
be
information.
so helpful.
So it's just a bullet
Yeah.
list.
Yes.
Because the way that it works, like yes, you can technically go down to I think creatures and then named NPCs, but they're all
There it is.
standalone. So
They're not
There it is
consolidate
again.
under there.
I'll
And
consolidate.
any of the ones that you've like
Yep.
made up that you didn't make up a sheet for wouldn't be
Yep.
there. But also like it's just I'm a visual learner.
I got you.
And if I see the name, I'll learn it a lot better than just
Yep.
hearing it. That's why I can't even figure out how these things are spelled.
I got you.
Yeah. I only knew
Thank
Zabilla because I
you.
looked it up.
Yeah. No, I got you. I'll write that. I will say my one like star just in the RP of the side of things was I really like how I like bookend things or things happen in certain numbers. So where I'm going with this, I really enjoyed how like Callista reached out and like held or put her hand on top of Talavar, and then it was returned in kind. Like it was such a small like gesture, but like for different reasons, both tried to comfort each other, but it was a mirror moment. And
Aw.
me as a DM, that's what I'm kind of doing. You might see like themes of 3 or mirroring, like I'm doing that on purpose
Love that.
to try and bring like the fayness into it or like hints of that. So wish I, as much as conflict sucks, I'm excited to see more conflict, like healthy conflict, as we grow and discover these characters. You know, my biggest wish was for you guys to come together as a crew, and the way that I see this session is like this was the cornerstone, the foundation of the Witchlight Court. So I think a lot of like really healthy things happened in this session to really bring your characters together and to bond them for the adventures ahead.
Yeah, we hadn't really had that big like, okay, we're a party moment. So that's what I was trying to make. I hope that was okay.
Oh,
I wasn't
1000%.
it
That's
felt like
really
what Callista
good.
would do.
Yeah, I
was saying
think
that I was like, oh my gosh, we literally were just thrown into this world,
right.
and the thought of us expecting to have to help instead of we have to come together to help was kind of weird.
Also for reference, at the very end, essentially a fairy circle appeared around your party.
Oh shit.
It's bound now.
Yep, because
Bound now, bitches.
you essentially did create a bond between your group, so you have bound to each other within the Feywild, whether you realize it or not.
I will say also Callista including that thing about like advancing good was mostly just to suss out if any of them were evil.
Interesting. Trickster.
I'm so glad that Vaughn didn't say his actual name then.
Because nobody like has really come out and been like, I'm a genuinely good or like evil kind of character. Like, it's hard to tell where people's loyalties lie. And she was just trying to get a feel of like, is that the vibe? Because like, I'm kind of down either way, but I need to know.
Gotcha. Well, looking at calendars, we're going into the spookiest month of the year.
Yeah.
Finally.
So it'll
We
be October
12th. Are we okay for that Saturday?
I have to see with friends because the Ren Fair is that weekend.
Yeah.
I did make plans to see if we'd go. I just don't know what day we were specifically planning to all go.
Okay.
But I
Oh,
do
man,
believe
Sunday's
the three of
way
us are doing
better.
on the 11th.
Yeah,
Um,
Friday's way
so-
better.
I
Yes,
can do.
but
What's up?
yes, it would work. Something interesting happened, though, for this week. All 4 of the games I'm in got postponed to this week, and they're all bi-weekly. So, yes, it will work. It would work better for me if we could offset by a week at some point.
Okay.
So, like, you're
It
saying,
doesn't
like,
have to be this
instead of-
week. But
So, like,
Well,
for example, you were supposed to have been the 5th, but it's been pushed back to the 12th? Or are you saying that your sessions are now the 5th, and then
They're
ours will
now
be the 12th?
all in one week, and then
Yes,
nothing in the
they're
next week,
all-
and then all in one week. So he's trying to spread them
Yes.
out again because we shifted ours a week, and they shifted a week, and it's just like
We
they're
did
all on the
not.
same
We did not shift. We went
We
long
didn't.
enough that we retained the
Oh
original.
yeah, we doubled. Yeah, we
We
ended
just-
up
we just
having a
missed.
whole
We took
month
like a
or two.
3-4 week gap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um.
We shifted and then shifted again.
Right.
Adding
There
in
you go.
this week
Essentially,
on
yeah.
Monday, on Thursday, on Friday, and this one.
Okay.
So,
And you're complaining?
fuck, brother.
Well,
kidding.
it
Fuck.
might. It might add
I would
to
love
why
that, but,
out of
like-
character stress when it comes to like I get it. As somebody who's been in
Yeah.
that.
What if
those-
we kept the 12th? It would make that first week a little hectic for you, but then the last weekend of the month is like Halloween weekend, and we're probably going to want to do spooky stuff anyway. So what if we skipped the weekend of the 26th
And come back
then did
on the second?
second for the next one? Yeah.
I would be okay with that.
Okay, yeah,
Now,
that's fine with
this
me.
isn't-
I've already got the time off for the 12th.
Okay.
Because I have to have everything at least 2 weeks ahead. So.
Okay.
And this is like me barely asking. I'm fine. I'll be fine.
But
for
once
now.
you start work, it's going to get
pressure.
worse. Yeah.
I got you.
If
Okay.
we can start to plan for the future, that'd be good. You know?
Yeah. No, I like that plan. Does anyone have any issues with that plan?
No, I should be good.
Okay.
My request right now.
Someday I'll find a job.
Your job
You
is
have a
being
job,
hot
Bestie,
and
what do you
pretty,
mean?
I was gonna
and
say
you're working overtime.
No wonder I'm not making any goddamn money. Shit.
That's fair.
Oh,
Damn.
not that.
Oh,
Absolutely
okay,
not.
Over
okay.
your wallets
Easy
now.
there.
We need to find a new
By the
charisma
way,
thing.
before I forget, it's time for homework.
Oh, yes! Okay, I was gonna
Oh
ask. but thank
Jesus
you.
Christ. I
Nerd,
want
nerd.
Oh, I'm gonna
Listen,
sneeze.
I love our homework, okay?
Me too.
I want
Shaney
you can
wants.
you can
That's the
tell me
homework.
the full story or not. It's up to you how in depth you get into it, but essentially I want the reason why or the first memory of when your character had to apologize for something and what was it for?
Ooh.
Ooh.
Damn.
So you can tell me the whole story of how they fucked up and why they had to apologize, or you can just be like a one word
Sorry.
you're good.
Salute.
They apologized because they drove a car into a store. I don't fucking know. It could be
This is a
Not
hard
that.
one.
Was ready
um,
for some childhood trauma.
there you go. Finger guns. Ayy.
I already know what.
Well,
I already
LeBron
know what
had a
this is
good
gonna be.
childhood.
Well, without further ado, this is my time to depart the chat. Don't, as I always say, this is not a sign for you guys to leave. You can totally chat. But thank you again, and I will see you guys in 2 weeks.
Yeah. Just for my
Yeah.
clarification, because I'm that person. The homework is when was the first time your character had to apologize, and what was it for?
Yes.
Okay, period.
That's why I got hung up on how to say it. But you nailed it. So yeah.
Period.
All right. Thanks, guys. Have a good night.
Good
Bye
night.
bye bye
Plot
bye.
twist, tonight is the first time Vaughn's ever had to apologize.
Stop. And with that, everyone, thank you so much for hanging out with me tonight. Remember, be kind to yourself, drink water, and I'll see you next time. Good night.